Let me just welcome my very dear friend and fellow alumnus of San Juan de Latran College, our Majority Floor Leader, Senator Soto. Uh, and today we'd like to continue with the hearing on of the Blue Ribbon Committee on the allegations of mining or destructive mining, specifically the resolution number 92, directing the appropriate Senate committees to investigate in aid of legislation the reported destructive mining operations and illegal excavations in the province of Zambales with the end in view of determining the extent of damage caused. This is a resolution authored not only by yours truly, but also principally by Senator Lacson. Uh, Having said that, we are here to continue with our hearing on the said resolution and to continue with addressing possible breaches of the mining law, the environmental law, breach of national security, as well as, and this is most important, providing remedial legislation to address problems that were discovered and will be discovered as we move along with this investigation, if any. In the first hearing, we were able to call the following. On the destructive mining, Governor Amor de Loso asserts that two mountains have been leveled, Mount Pinmagong and Mount Binabag in Barangay Gisgis, Santa Cruz, Zambales. And for 2 years, according to him, or according to reports given to him, 999 trucks were operating day and night. During one heavy rain episode, the whole of Santa Cruz was flooded because there were no more trees in the mountains. While mining operations have been suspended and that an executive order was issued suspending all mining activities when the Governor also took over on 30 June, there has been no rehabilitation, no reforestation, and no remedial measures in place. DNR Yusek Hazareno and others from the MGB, Regional Director Ms. Claudio, reported that suspension has been in place since 2014 against 4 mining companies in reaction to complaints filed by defenders of Zambales, Ms. Jo Ignacio, and concerned citizens of Santa Cruz, Zambales, Dr. Ben Molino. The suspensions were imposed for violations of orders from the MGB. Building of a separate road exclusively for mining trucks, dredging of silted rivers, payment of compensation to owners of damaged fish ponds and farmlands, proper benching of open pits, etc., and a fine of 25,000 was imposed upon airing companies. They were also introducing the concept of perpetual liability against those who conducted the mining operations. Dr. Arcilia of UP NIGS, that is National Institute of Geological Sciences, says, however, that laterite deposits can only be found on the surface of mountains up to 15 to 20 meters. None can go beyond that because at that depth, one would start hitting solid rock. In that sense, a mountain cannot be, there is no need for it to be leveled. The possible breach to our national security. Governor De Loso avows that 3,500 hectares have been reclaimed by the Chinese in Scarborough Shoals. There is also an assertion that the soil used in the reclamation came from the mining operations in Zambales. Mr. Arzaga from NICA says that indeed an airfield has been built by the Chinese military in the Spratlys. Mr. Arcilla, however, says that to reclaim 3,500 hectares, the operation would need 350 billion tons, which would require about 7 million shiploads. And the soil that sand taken from the mountains being mined, mostly laterized iron oxide, will turn the water around the island red in color. Such that does not appear to have happened. What needs, however, to be looked at from the national security point of view is the need to determine what components still are contained in those ores outside from iron or chromite that we sell to the Chinese. The ores might contain vanadium, titanium, or scandium. These are expensive minerals or rare minerals, and we might selling those to China, and they're classified as rare essential elements without our knowing it. And that's why the chair introduced the concept of caveat vendedor as opposed to caveat emptor, buyer beware. This time it is seller beware. There is also another issue which the staff, I guess, misplaced somehow, and that is the issue of an alleged missile site or a missile silo or a missile base underneath the mountain. I hope I'm not snickering, but I am also, kind of raising an eyebrow about those allegations, and I'm even raising a higher eyebrow when the DFA and the NICA tells us that they need an executive meeting in order to discuss this, hinting on the possibility that indeed that is happening. I hope it is not. Right now, I'm still incredulous. I've already told my friend Governor De Loso that I was incredulous about the instances of the missile site, let alone the matter of the sand being taken by ships going to the Chinese claim, in violation of our claim in this practice. These are what we have heard and found and determined so far. Remedial legislation, regulation, and we're looking at that, would mean the structure of DNR does not occur well for an ideal regulatory regime. Bureaus from the same department issue licenses or permits for mining, e.g. MGB, at the same time EMB, and you have enough alphabet soup here, also from the same department regulates the activity. This creates a bureaucratic schizophrenia. Before minerals, ores, and other sands are exported to other countries, there must first be a required inspection to determine whether more valuable and more expensive elements are present. Vanadium, cobalt, scandium, and or other rare earth elements, we must know what we are selling. We will be shortchanged if we do not inspect. And we're all aware that China is very hungry for those rare earth elements, as other countries are. Goes without saying. The fines provided for in PD 1586, circa 1970, establishing an environmental impact statement system, including other environmental management related measures and for other purposes, have to be updated. The maximum penalty of 50,000 and in some instances a paltry 25,000 pesos is not realistic anymore. These are what we have heard, found, and determined. We continue this investigation for more inputs, constructive preferably, so that at the end of the process we will have a more responsive and more realistic regulations. Clearer demarcation between licensing and regulation, sharper teeth against wrongdoers, and greater economic benefit for all. What is not included in this statement that has been prepared by the staff is the fact that the possible malfeasance, nonfeasance, misfeasance that may have been perpetrated upon us by all kinds of officials, national and local. We are not here to look for fault, but to look for solutions. But in the process, we stub our toes on erring public officials, then we would not hesitate to recommend the necessary measures with the right and appropriate authorities. So we shall now proceed. We will have, some of you have taken your oaths. I think we have new ones. Let me introduce my good friend, Governor, General, and the Secretary, and, June Abdani on my farthest left. We also have Governor, my good friend again. We call each other Amis, because Amis is a very good expression of friendship in Zambales. I'm from Zambales. Even if they think Olongapo is a republic, it's not true. And of course, we have, can you start introducing yourselves, because I would just check who is here right now. From the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. Go ahead, please.
I'm Assistant Secretary Teodoro Toralba, the third sir, from Department of National Defense.
There you go.
Sirs, good morning. Yusek Eduardo Del Rosario from the Department of National Defense.
Can you state your name again, please?
Yusek Eduardo Del Rosario, sir, from DND.
Del Rosario.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, because the sheet doesn't contain your names. I want to make sure they're there. Yes,
Dr. Peter Tiangco, Administrator of the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority.
Peter Tiangco. Yeah, I know, but I mean, something, is it? Oh, you have notes. Okay, I'm sorry, I cannot read all the notes. Peter Tiangco. Yes, go ahead. Namria, no? And
I'm Attorney Danilo E. King of the Mines and Geoscience Bureau.
Danilo Huitian. Are you from China?
No, sir. From Samar.
From somewhere? Malapit na. Okay. And you're from the province of our ComSec?
Yes, sir. Very province name.
Yeah, yeah. And also, next, Lope,
Lope Cariños from MGB3.
MGBC.
Three, sir.
Which one? Gosh, can you make this? Can you make a matrix next time? Look, Director Lope Carino, Regional Director MGB, and then
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes.
Jay Santiago, General Manager, Philippine Ports Authority.
correct. Yes, BPA. Welcome back, Danny. And who else? Admiral William Melad,
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
and of the Philippine Coast Guard, and Miss Jo Ignacio, Coordinator and Conveyor of the Defenders of the Environment for Genuine Development of Zambales. And who else? Dr. Gilbert Gonzalez.
Dr. Carlo Arcilla.
I'm about to call you. Don't worry, I'm not forgetting you. Yeah. Wala dito. Ayun. Gilbert ba?
Gilbert, yes.
Yeah, okay, all right. Environment Management Bureau. And of course, Mr. Arcilla, Professor Arcilla of NIGS, Carlo Arcilla. Will those who have not taken their oaths please stand up? The Department of Foreign Affairs we invited also, and they are represented here by, please come forward. Raquel,
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm Raquel Solano of the Office of the United Nations and International Organizations, DFA.
can you run that by me? United Nations.
An international organization, sir.
Oh, that's an agency within the DFA.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you have the rank of ambassador also?
No, sir, not yet.
Soon to be.
I hope so, sir.
Consul General?
Earlier, sir, I was designated as Consul General.
That's
in
what
our
I wanted
Philippine Embassy.
the majority of our leader to hear, because one of these days your name is going to appear in Bureau of the Commission appointments.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
But right now, sir, I'm Executive Director of DFA UNIO.
right. Thank you. All right. Oh, the gentlemen have not been sworn in. Please stand up, and the ladies as well. Please stand up so we can administer the oath.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding? Thank you. You may take yours.
Let the record state that Governor Evdane, Mr. Toralba, Mr. Del Rosario, as well as Mr. Tiangco, and who else? Mr. Gonzalez and Ms. Jo Ignacio, all raised their hands and have properly been sworn in, including the lady from the Department of Foreign Affairs, Raquel Solano. Let the record state that. Okay. Can you ask the... Yeah, thank you. All right, we shall begin with Governor Evdane. Governor Evdane, there have been allegations here made by your successor that you were responsible for allowing the Chinese to take out 900 truckloads daily. Is it of mountain, and that has caused severe damage to the environment, and that has caused severe damage to the Santa Cruz area. Please proceed. I understand you have a presentation.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Sir, first I would like to make mention that I also have my counsel here to assist me in this hearing.
You may not
Attorney-
speak directly to the committee, but you may advise Governor Dane of his rights. What is your name again?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I am Attorney Stanley Fabito of Villanueva, Gabion, sa Indilo offices.
Sandy
Fabito, Your Honor.
Pavito of the Villanueva Law Offices?
Yes, Your Honor.
I see. All right. Are you sure you're not with the PNP?
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
Just a lookalike.
I'm just relaxing the air para di kayo masyadong tense.
Retired na po.
All right. Go ahead, please.
If I may, sir, I have my preliminary statement, my opening statement.
Please proceed.
If you allow me. Ladies and gentlemen, the honorable members of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, thank you for the invitation. I would like to take this opportunity to state my side. I understand that this Senate hearing was predicated on the allegations in various media interviews. First, that I sold 2.5 mountains in Santa Cruz, Zambales to the Chinese. Second, that these mountains were flattened and the soil and rocks were shipped to Bajo de Masinloc, I would rather call it Bajo de Masinloc, for reclamation purposes, and which also resulted to the alleged 3,500 hectare artificial island. And third, that the missile silo is already existing, guarded by the Chinese military. For which I would like to state herein that first, I cannot sell something that is not mine and over which I have no authority. Second, the so-called presence of the Chinese military is ridiculous. Perhaps an overflight by the Philippine Air Force can confirm the veracity of same. And third, there is no reclamation activity by the Chinese in Bajo de Masinloc. The present-day conditions and concerns about the environment in Zambales, particularly in mining, can be traced to activities even before my time as governor. Kindly refer to the chart. I remember sometime 2004, 2005, the exploration activities were started during the time of Governor Magsaysay. And full blast mining operations were conducted starting 2007 until 2010, and that was during the time of my friend, my compadre. And I was governor from 2010 to 2016. Lastly, it is my hope that the results of this hearing will enable better legislation to protect the environment, not only in Zambales, but the rest of the country as well. Given the heated debate of mining nowadays, the question really is, will it be total mining ban? Responsible mining, or rather regulated mining? We have also a charter representing the geography of the area. If you look at the red mark, that is where the Bajo de Masinloc is located, 240 kilometers on latitude with Cabangan, Zambales. And on the upper left is the Paracel Islands, which is controlled by the Chinese. And on the center bottom are the Spratly Island groups. I would like to make mention here that Bajo de Masinloc or Scarborough Shoal is never part of the Spratly Island groups or the Paracel Islands. I'd like to get the attention of the Department of National Defense that in reference to reclamation activities, they might be referring to those in the Spratly Island groups. Thank you, sir, and good morning to everybody.
Thank you for the geography lesson, and thank you for clearing the air on the issue. Senator De Loso, would you like to react? Rather, Governor De Loso? Hindi nakuha yung senator.
Mr. Chairman, good morning po.
Good morning.
Even before I was born, there have been many mining operations in Zambales. And the good senator knows this very well, from Acoje up to the latest, the gold deposit in San Marcelino. The statements I made here were observations on my own. My good compadre here says that there was full blast operation during my term as governor, but I believe it cannot be said as full blast because there were only very few, and I did not have small-scale miners. Succeeding me on record, there's 178 small-scale miners. It is my belief that the small-scale mining permits have been used by the PMRB to cover up the exploration and also the leveling of the mountains. There are many points, but I myself do not have personal knowledge, Your Honor. I was not intervening at the time of my compadre John Evdani because the issue might be reduced into politics. When I assume, just to get at the true picture, I suspended the mining operations, big and small, in my area. Whatever science or whatever others say, there can be no denial that the mountains were leveled at some degree. And I would say that the best test of truth is the agreement into common experience and to actual fact. I confess you, I have no knowledge about all this reclamation, but my point of having 3,500 hectares reclaimed near Scarborough was part of my front page news in the Daily Inquirer 2 weeks before the election. The 5 periodicals of our country have put that in their own front pages. But as to whether these were true or not is beyond my personal knowledge, Your Honor. That is my simple reply.
Well, I was told the last time, we were told, the committee was told that you had your people telling you about the alleged, decimation of the mountain.
Yes,
and
Your
you
Honor.
gave specific numbers.
Yes, Your Honor. All this, when I say I have no personal knowledge, but all this information coming to me, even the reclamation area, from periodicals and from those who have been there in this Scarborough and has testified on that point or reported to me on that point. Even many television stations and crews went to Santa Cruz about this, and I think they can confirm that because they took pictures by the drone machine, and that can be verified, Your Honor.
Well, pending, I'm checking the TSN. You're all my friends, but I still have to check the TSN because I would not want this committee to be used in a wild goose chase. The fact remains is that there are resolutions, and because I'm from Zambales, I have to come up with my own resolution on the matter. But Senator Lacson, who is no mean investigator, also filed a resolution to this effect and was even following me up on this matter. So now you say that you have no personal knowledge that 3,500, you were getting it from Inquirer reports. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That was not what you said the last time, Amish. something is amiss.
I cannot say on my personal knowledge because I have not been there. I have never been assertive. And Your Honor, I did not even say that Johnny Danny, the former governor, sold to Shoal. I have no categorical statement about because I have
Alright.
no knowledge.
Be that as it may, you still allege now that there is a diminution of the mountain,
Yes.
that the mountains have practically been now bereft of trees that would hold water,
Yes.
all right? And that is
Yes, sir.
causing the floods. You still maintain that? Do you still maintain that the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, MGB, EMB, and all the other agencies are not implementing the law correctly? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
In other words, they're in violation of the law.
Must be, or they were part of
We're
the-
both lawyers.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're from UP, I'm from UP, you're older. Right? But I've always respected your legal acumen. But having said that, before I go to the other agencies of the government concerned, do you still maintain that apart from the denudation of the forest and the destruction of the forest and the mountains thereat, do you still maintain that there are still mining operations going on?
At first, during that time, I thought it was purely mining operation. But eventually, with the massive...
But you put a stop to it, right?
Yes, in during last
Are
July.
these four companies, are you referring to four companies that are small scale or are they big scale?
Aside from them, there are many small-scale miners.
So there were many small scale,
About 178, Your Honor.
178.
Small miner operators.
Yes, I will get back to that later. But in the meantime, I would like to know, and you allege that it cannot be denied that there was full blast operation. Are you maintaining now that there was no sand taken from that mountain to be brought to islands like what is being claimed as ours, like the Baho de Masinloc, which is Scarborough Shoals?
I would say, Your Honor, it was not sand. It was mountain
Yeah,
soil.
the last time you told me, you told this committee, not me, but the committee, that the fishermen were the ones telling you that the operations were ongoing.
The operations in the... I did not get that, Your Honor.
The fishermen were telling you, and you were telling us, correct me if I'm wrong, if memory serves correct, that the fishermen were your witnesses to the fact that the sand was being brought to Scarborough.
Yes, Your Honor, the mountain soil, because they have been fishing there, and when they return, they tell me stories about it.
But even at that time, we were maintaining, and there was a maintenance here, but there was a statement made by Dr. Carlo Arcilla that you could not use the sand because it would really dissolve right away. Is that correct, Dr. Arcilla?
Yes, Senator. Yeah.
Yes. Having said that, so you were misinformed by the fishermen.
I really don't know, Your
No,
Honor.
no. You cannot say, I really don't know. This is not a game. When you make a statement here, we take it seriously coming from such a distinguished gentleman like you that has had a long career
Yes, Your
of
Honor.
service to our country.
That's why, please, I
You
said...
can be mistaken, but you cannot be, kumse kumsa.
I have the personal knowledge, Your Honor.
You have no personal knowledge. That's what you maintain now. All right? So, Senator, Governor Evdane?
Sir, I'd like to make mention that in my chart presentation, I indicated therein the respective governors during such tenure. But I did not mean that any of us got involved in those operations because we, the governors, the local officials, do not have any authority in the operation, in the granting of permits nor operations of this large-scale mining operation. And secondly, I still have to receive a report that there are small-scale mining operations in Santa Cruz. What I know are the 4 large-scale mining operations holding in PSA who are involved in the retrieval of nickel laterite, Your Honor.
Governor Evdane, you dispute the statement made by the your successor, Governor Deloso, that there are small mining operations going on?
I have not
Because he
come up.
referred to over 100, 198 ba? 178.
Sir, if I may, when I took over as Governor of Zambales, I came upon more than 900 small-scale mining permits. But sometime in July of 2000, later part in July of 2010, I decided to recall these permits for the fact that there were some complaints that some of them were overlapping. So I requested them to refile, but the problem then was the PMRB was not reconstituted yet.
To be clear, and also for the benefit of Senator Soto, I go back to Governor Deloso. You maintain the Chinese mining companies have been operating in the province mountains, extracting soil and boulders that were used to China's artificial island, measuring around 3,500 hectares in the reclaimed areas near Scarborough Shoal. This is a statement called by our people here in the Blue Ribbon Committee. Is that correct?
I said, Your Honor, that the mountain soil were delivered to reclaim the area near the Scarborough Shoals.
You think? Not of your knowledge, but you think.
Because if these were mining operations, there must be permit from Port Authority, Bureau of Customs.
We will go to that. In fact,
Yes.
that's why we have them here. But I just want to know, because this is a statement that was called by the investigators of the Blue Ribbon Committee. The statements were attributed to you. And from discussions by our people with you, specifically, the answer in the TSN is that when referring to barangay that was affected, you said barangay Gisgis. The two mountains, according to, here, Mr. Deloso, and I quote, yes, the two mountains, barangay Gisgis, period. But the Scarborough Shoal, they reclaimed an area there, and apparently they have already converted the sea into 3,500 hectares of reclaimed area where the Chinese built an airport and a missile station. And that probably explains, Your Honor, why there are two warships of the U.S. guarding the area. This is a statement that we called from the investigation.
Yes, Your Honor. And also from the newspaper revelations.
No, I'm not talking about this. This is a statement made under oath by the good governor here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you like me to repeat it, to be clear? And I can show it to you.
I have been openly vocal, Your Honor, that I have no personal knowledge of all these operations. All these things that I testified were called also from some sources that came into my attention.
Well, here I go. We continued. I said, excuse me, did you say 3,500 hectares have been reclaimed?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's me. And then you answered, Mr. Deloso, yes. The chairman, Senator Gordon, what is your basis for this, Mr. Deloso? The estimate of the fishermen because they move around.
Yes.
So you were getting information from our constituents there. And that is to form the basis of your statements, which has now become grist for the mill for the Blue Ribbon Committee. And I asked you, would you have the names of some of your fishermen who can be, and you interrupted me and said, Mr. Deloso, we have 7,000 fishermen. About 700 visit the area because this is a fishing ground in Zambales, Your Honor. And I said, I'm aware of that. I'm from there. And you said, yes. Are you saying that they have an airfield now? And your answer is, yes, sir. May I ask the Department of Foreign Affairs or the Department of National Defense, do you have actual confirmation of an airfield in Scarborough Shoals already? Mr. Del Rosario, is it? Undersecretary?
Your Honor, actually, upon hearing, Governor Ibdan is stating about that there was no reclamation at Baho Masinloc, we confirmed from NORCOM about this information. And the Philippine Navy went there last September 18, and they found 4 Chinese Coast Guard and 2 fishing vessels. There was no reclamation.
There was no reclamation.
No reclamation.
And there was no airport, obviously. There's no reclamation.
Perhaps in other areas, not in Baho de
No.
Masinloc.
That's talking about Scarborough Shoals or Bajo de Masinloc.
In Baho de Masinloc, there is none.
Okay. Uh, and I continue. Are you saying that they have an airfield? Mr. Deloso, yes, sir. In Scarborough Shoal, according to me. Chairman Gordon, you said yes, sir. Or are you talking about, Mr. Gordon, are we talking about another area in this practice? Because I'm aware of that. And of course, I don't think so, Your Honor. You're quite emphatic. So you don't think so, and you were quite emphatic on Scarborough Shoals. And I just mind, friendship excluded, I just mind the fact that, you know, I have so many things to, I'm not having a big head here. I was just complaining to Senator Soto, did I not? That I have so many things to investigate right now because they gave me so much work. I have justice, I have Blue Ribbon, and I have also the government corporations, and there are pending issues. Not to my liking, but I have to, because that's my duty. And when you come here, Your Honor, telling us, making statements in the press, which are obviously taken up seriously, and you come here now and you say, I have no personal knowledge, I'm kind of disappointed. That is not the Amor Deloso that I know.
But I have to be frank, Your Honor.
Of course.
I have not been there. And I read in the headline of the Daily Inquirer, there is a picture of an island in that Scarborough Shoals.
I asked Mr. Arsaga of NICA if the reports came from the National Coordination Agency. I presume, sir, that's correct. Sabi ni Mr. Arsaga. Who's Mr. Arsaga? Is he here? Mr. Arsaga is NICA, di ba? He's not here anymore. Yeah. In fact, he confirmed that he even asked for an executive committee meeting. No. He asked for an executive committee meeting on the missile silo. And he's not here. I don't know what's happening to our government. You said somebody here in the Blue Ribbon Committee is very, very serious. And we want to make sure that what we're told here is actual personal knowledge and actual observation by the government. So we have now confirmed finally from the Undersecretary of National Defense that there are no, and we've always known that, this representation has always known that, because I have even made statements that I draw the red line. If the Chinese were to take over the Spratlys and start building there, I draw a red line. I say red line because blood will have to flow. Like Finland fought with the Soviet Union during World War II, no matter how small and no matter how big the Soviet Union was, we would have to stand our ground and defend what is ours. And that is why I take this very seriously. In fact, I was even asking my staff, baka si Spratlys dinadala. In fact, now, I'm going on another chase. Maybe other islands, like Agusan, Surigao, Palawan, they could be drawing sand there and bringing the sand to the Spratlys. Because in your map, Palawan would be nearer to the Spratlys, is it not? Is that correct, Governor Aldane?
Based on the map, Your Honor, it is.
Yes, you are a general of our educated by the PMA. You should know how to read maps. And I can read map as well. The Spratlys are nearer to Palawan. And the Scarboroughs, where we used to have a base in Subic, and I know that for a fact, and I'm very upset, because I almost accompanied Congressman Ablan many years ago when I was still chairman, and he planted a flag there to show that we own it. And unfortunately, I don't want to make this issue bigger because right now the president is going to China, and I could make a harsher statement. I can make a harsher statement, which I won't. I will do it at the proper time. But my point here is, Governor Deloso has made statements here. I said, Mr. Arsaga, I personally am not aware of that. But do you have any intelligence to show that? And Mr. Arsaga said, we can produce, sir, if you need it. Well, could you send it to us, and I will be willing to call an executive session if we have that. But at least first part, I'm sure you can get. But the second part, where it comes to Scarborough Shoal, which is nearer to Zambales than the Spratlys, I'm sure you can also provide that. If you're saying 3,005 hectares, that's a lot of hectares insofar as building airfields are concerned. So now, in as much as Nika is not here, the Nika is under the office of the President. Is that correct? Secretary, Undersecretary?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Kinonfirm nila. Here. Again, Mr. Deloso, Governor Deloso, I'm sorry I have to be formal here. I ask, have you gotten any affidavits from the fishermen to that effect? This is a question addressed to you. And Mr. Deloso replies, I have not gone that far, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman. But I can do that if necessary. These are only based on my own observation because I was curious at the time. When I saw many trucks loading, apparently at that time, the impression was nickel. And at that time, you mean how many years? And your answer is about 3 years ago. 3 years. So from 2014, Mr. Deloso, 13. So, you know, statements have been made here, and now you're saying you have no personal knowledge. The chair admonishes you, therefore, Governor Deloso, that you should not make statements unless you have personal knowledge here, because we're agreeing as to a wild goose chase. In all due respect, I respect you, the committee respects you, and the reason why you're here is because we respect you, and what you said on the papers and what you said here in this committee is worthy of respect. But now it would appear that you're withdrawing the statement. Is that correct?
I am not withdrawing the statement, Your
So
Honor,
are you
but-
abiding by the statements here previously?
No, I cannot have personal knowledge.
I'm not asking you for personal knowledge. I'm using the very words that you said here.
Yes, based on...
I am protecting the integrity of the Senate. I hope you're looking at it that way.
Same with me, Your Honor.
Friendship excluded, again.
It's all right.
Both of you are my friends. But when you make a statement before the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines, stating unequivocally, in fact, even saying that you can get statements from the fishermen, I take that seriously. Do you have any such statements right now? Affidavits?
I can get.
Well, that's what you said last time.
Yes, Your Honor, but I was not yet asked to do that.
To the effect that, I will let you speak. I will not ask you the question. To the effect that, I'm not trying to pick a fight.
To
I'm
the
just trying
effect
to make sure that I am understanding what this is because I have to make a report.
To the effect that I have been there, fishing, to the effect that I saw the island.
That they're building airfields?
Yes, Your Honor.
That they're building airfields?
Yes, they know, they can recognize also airplanes, Your Honor.
Well, I'm sure they can.
Yes, they can.
People from Zambales as smart as you are and Governor Abdana. All right, let me now proceed for the moment, unless the Governor Soto, Senator Soto has a question for you. You know, that's the beauty of the electronic age. Information technology is available. Be careful when you make statements, it can get back to you. The Senate takes seriously all statements made by public officials in this country, even the NICA. It's no longer here. I think we should cite the NICA for sending somebody who's obviously incompetent to answer questions. Imagine saying that he's willing to have an executive session, saying that he may be, and I'll tell you something else. Can I have the NICA statement, the NICA confidential document? I'm sorry it's not here, but let me just tell the Secretary of National Defense. It's budget time. I will show this to Senator Soto. The NICA has a budget of about 800 million? 700 million. Almost a billion pesos. Okay, I can read. 700 million. And we ask him just for due diligence, just in case. I said earlier that this is ludicrous, this is incredulous, that you have a missile silo underneath the mountain. We followed that because baka totoo, even if it's far-fetched, we had to ask. And what did he say? We're willing to have an executive session. And I even said, this is where you got it, in a website that says they have a missile silo. Is that where the budget of 700 million goes?
Mr.
Does
Chairman.
the Secretary of National Defense, the Department of National Defense, have any comment to that? Is there indeed a missile silo or a missile base underneath our mountains?
Sir, we are not aware of that information.
And so the INICA is not sharing intelligence with you? That is how Homeland Security was created. That was how, after World War II, or during World War II, the Central Intelligence Agency was created, isn't that? So that you can coordinate all the agencies' intelligence gathering in the United States. Is that correct? Especially for external threats. CIA was done for that, right? And now Homeland Security is created, compiling FBI, NSA, CIA, so that they can properly, adequately protect the American homeland. Is that correct?
We are not aware of the information stated by INICA, sir.
Not aware of the...
The reported missile
No,
site.
no, I'm asking you. Because I would have to say, because of your statement, you're not aware, I would be very concerned. I would have to remind as small a country as we are, I might be, convinced to say, why have an intelligence agency? Why have NICA? We must put all the intelligence in one basket, and we must have one team analyzing, one team gathering the facts, and all the intelligence are put together in one basket so they can form a matrix and they can make an intelligent discussion. Malalaman nila yung lumagaling sa lahat ng intelligence agencies, mabe-verify nila para tama. Nakakatakot na hindi nyo alam yung alam na NICA. Do you agree? In aid of legislation, remember? This is in aid of legislation.
Yes, sir, but for the DND, we don't have any data available regarding that issue.
Don't you think you should?
Second, sir.
Don't you think you should? First, you have your own intelligence budget. Second, when you see that happening from NICA, and they don't tell you, I'm sure you scan, your intelligence agents scan also the internet, even if it's no matter, it's a stab. I do that. I'm investigating under the Justice Committee all the killings. And I can tell you, since 2013, I've been counting all the riding in tandem.
Perhaps
On my own. I'm sure, with your budget, you should be doing that, shouldn't you? I'm not castigating you. I'm just making suggestions here. I'm a very passionate man.
Sir, if that information is highly sensitive, we do not know at my level, there is no data available.
When we got this, it said, it had a cover document, confidential. This was submitted to us by NICA. Ayan, no, confidential. In fact, this is the whole basis. I knew there was nothing building at the Scarborough Shoals. I mean, if it were so, you guys would be remiss, right? That's why my own statement on the matter is we cannot just forego our relationship with America because they have satellites that we can borrow, that they can share information with. But this is an intelligence cover. Perhaps this doesn't really have any more meaning. And what it includes is this statement. And I was shocked. You're getting it from the internet and you're taking it seriously. Fine. Did you verify it? And they said they will do it. Yes, I keep promoting it to Senator Dare. I think I have a psychological problem when it comes to titles and names.
Your Honor, if I may, intelligence comes from several sources.
I'm aware of that.
And since we're concerned, the best thing to do in this instance is to conduct an on-site inspection of the places cited to confirm or deny such information without going through the process of executive session.
I'm aware of that. But he was the one, when I suggested, is it so confidential that you will require an executive session? I asked that. And he said yes, and now he's not here. Obviously, he was writing checks his body couldn't cash. Meaning to say, nung pumunta siya doon sa kanyang mga superiors, ba't sinabi mo yan? Huwag ka nang bumalik doon. I have the... What do you think, Senator Soto? Should we cite this guy in contempt for giving us false information?
Well, firstly, Mr. Chairman,
Show cause. At least.
let us review the budget of the NICA also in executive session.
That's correct.
That's what they want. And then, if you come up with a report to the Blue Ribbon Committee citing an internet post and cover it with a confidential cover sheet. May ibang klase ang NICA
I mean,
natin yan.
we're like the gang that can't shoot straight. And I will even make everybody laugh. Oh, please take note. We research it. No, wala. And, lumabas na yung mga litrato ng girlfriends mo, Rudy. Bigyan mo yun. Hindi ba sa'yo yan? Oh, sige. You know what? When we research the website, this is what it contains. This specific article, by the way, which was submitted to us by NICA, there's a dead doom. This specific article is partly for satirical and entertainment purposes. And the event should not be construed as pure facts, although the mentioned tangible objects exist. Now, Governor De Loso got fooled too. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee is not going to get fooled. That's why we're going to bring him back here and ask him why he should not be cited for contempt.
Not only that, he should be fired.
And not only that, he should be fired according to Senator Soto. It's amazing. I mean, if that is the state of intelligence we have in this country, then we really are in trouble. Don't you think so, secretaries from the National Defense Department?
Your Honor, normally, if there are any information, this is normally passed through other intelligence agencies for validation, Your Honor. And for this particular case, the department did not receive any information for validation, so we do not have any data as far as the report is concerned, Your Honor.
Now, I will pursue my point. If we are such a poor country or trying to be a rich country, and we have, concerns, security concerns, and I'm being facetious now, all right? Just in aid of legislation, if I can be facetious. Should we just have one intelligence agency in the country? I will have you know that I'm against any centralized agency or any centralized government. Because once it fails, the whole caboodle fails. When we have agencies like NICA, DND, you have the police, June, yung CIDG.
Intelligence group.
CIDG, and then you have military intelligence, you have all kinds of intelligence. There are too many of them, and you're not talking to one another. We cannot form an opinion, or we cannot form policy, because the way intelligence works is the data gathering is done by the field operations or by electronic intelligence. And once you do that, it goes to a watering hole where everybody analyzes the intelligence so that they can inform the policymakers or the president what sort of action we can take. Now, to me, I am now seriously considering that perhaps we should examine the intelligence system in this country. Yes.
Your Honor, I think, as I see it, I think it is an internal problem on the part of NICA. I suggest that they review their manning chart so that they can see if the personnel really qualified to do the job. Because just for example, in such report, an intelligence officer reporting such kind of report representing the NICA is really
atrocious, isn't it? It's atrocious.
Yes.
I would not even say incompetent, because I have not had him here yet. But I already was incredulous when he was here. I would say it's laziness. Suddenly, they get a letter from the Blue Ribbon Committee of the Senate asking them to comment on this, and then all of a sudden they come out and put out an intelligence document, cover the intelligence covering sheet, and they are even saying, we will make a report the next meeting, and they're not even here anymore. So we will, the chair orders the COMSEC to send a missive to the NICA why they should not be cited for contempt for sending an incompetent individual to represent NICA. And if that individual represents NICA, then we will examine the budget of NICA. It is budget time here right now. And just for the record, Senator Deloso, again, friendship being excluded from the discussion, I have a little note here from a little bird, and the source of the PDI stories allegedly land reclamation in Scarborough Shoal happens to be you. And I cannot get this source because, as you know, the media is very sensitive about revealing sources. But in this particular instance, apparently the source of the statement was you. I don't mind. I think if I were in your shoes, I would really examine very, very strongly what is happening to our area. And I think you did right. But I think it was it sounded kinda hysterical at the very least when you start making a statement that there is missile silos, and you got fooled by the statement, and also you have to really investigate more and more, because the fishermen of our Masinloc, of Santa Cruz, and all those people who go there, and even from Olongapo, I will have you know that I was part and parcel of a recovery of 3 fishermen from Subic, Zambales who went to Scarborough Shoals, and their boat went missing for 23 days, and I got the Americans to get them back. And we got the Coast Guard to get them back. We had a brand new ship, kaya nag-conk out, until finally, my Mista, Admiral De Leon at that time, was able to recover them near this practice already after 23 days. They were already eating their shirts. So there is help to be made. And if that has been told to the authorities, I'm sure the DFA or the DND would have asked their American counterparts to check whether in fact there was a building, because you have human intelligence, particularly the fishermen, saying that they see meron palang tinatayo doon. Tama po ba yan, Mr. Secretaries of the Department of National Defense? So a friendly advice to my good friend, Miss Governor Deloso, that we should be careful with our statements because we take it seriously, especially coming from you. Thank you, sir. Wow. Now, let me just go now to the issue of whether, in fact, there is a violation insofar as Nambria is concerned. Much has been said about the mountain being flattened, and the last time I asked that, you know, sometimes I have a very short fuse, and pardon me if I do that. It's just the passion. There's a lady that came out here. I think she's still here. She keeps smiling at me. And she came to me after the hearing and she said, we can show you. And I'm glad she is. She's here. So, Mr. Chanco, can you please show us if indeed that mountain has become masada, flattened from the top, and denuded completely? Do you have a slide to show?
I have a short presentation, Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Go ahead. St. Peter, Chanco, you can open the keys to the kingdom of those 2 mountains. I would remind everybody that we take everything seriously here. Up to the last minute today, we were computing the 3 million or the 3,500 hectares that had to be refilled, and according to some of our sources, it will take 7 million shiploads to make an airfield in the Scarborough Shoals for 3,500 hectares, and that came from the illustrious Dr. Carlo Arcilla from my state university. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This is the outline of my presentation. I will be showing imageries of the areas in question, cross-section comparison to determine height differences, volume computation, and a 3D flight simulation for all 4 mining sites in Santa Cruz, Zambales.
I'm impressed.
Namely,
please speak in English because, you know, hindi namin kabisado lahat yung mga sinasabi ng technical terms. Go ahead.
I'll try, Mr. Chairman. Benguet Nickel Mining Incorporated, Zambales Diversified Metals Corporation, Eramen Minerals Incorporated, and Filipinas Mining Corporation. Next slide, please.
I'll call you next.
For the first time in more than 60 years, we were able to get elevation data for the whole country through the use of IFSAR technology. This was in 2013, and we overlaid Worldview 3 imageries on this IFSAR with a resolution of 0.5 of a meter. So nakikita natin sa left side yung resulta ng pagdadrape ng Worldview imageries sa IFSAR.
Can we turn off the lights a bit so that Governor Deloso and Governor Abdani can hold hands? After all, they're very good friends. There you go. Turn off the lights so we can see it. I'm glad to see that my leaders in Zambales are friendly. Even if they were off. I think something's wrong with our government when our people here cannot even know how to turn on or off the lights.
For the
Turn off the lights so we can see it brightly.
Okay.
The chair allows you all to move to hold hands, but not to engage in public display of emotion. Okay, go ahead.
For the imageries on the right side, since we don't have the resources to extract or obtain elevation data and imageries on a yearly basis, takot na lang namin kay Senator Gordon, nagpalipad po tayo ng unmanned aerial vehicle sa site. So this
When
was
you say
last month.
unmanned vehicle, that means you have a drone.
That's a
Why
drone.
don't you just say drone?
The official name for this is unmanned aerial vehicles po.
Okay, we're educated. You know, we're just common people. We can understand drone.
Okay.
Unmanned vehicle could be a satellite. Right?
Aerial po ito, aerial.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Sa plane, mga planes.
So it's a satellite. It's aerial, it's outer space.
Sa
Right.
outer space po. Okay, so this was flown in last month, September 2016. We were able to extract the elevation
May I ask your assistant to point it to us? Paki-point nyo, wala ba kayong power? Wala kayong fan? Will the pages produce a pointer, please? Oh, there you are. Yan. Kaya pinapapatay ko yung ilaw para makita niyo yung red dot. Pakipatay nga yung ilaw dito sa gitna para yung tabi lang, para makita yung screen.
Ito po yung sinasabi ko, yung
Go
ginamitan
ahead.
natin ng drone. Okay. So, through the use of stereo pairs, bali dito po isang coverage, isang area taken from two different angles. Pag gumamit ka ng computer software or stereoscope, lulutang yung height. Parang pag nanonood tayo ng 3D movie sa IMAX, ang stereoscope mo rin yung salamin na pinapahiram sa'yo, pag wala yun, malabo. Pero pag sinuot mo, lulutang yung height. So from this, we were able to, next slide please, generate.
Nila lumutang ang height, BM2 or BM1? Go back. Go back, please.
Pareho pong may height yan. Dito sa kaliwa, ang ginamit natin is yung IFSAR.
Ano yan?
Interferometric Synthetic Aperture Radar.
Okay.
Iba po ang method nito sa pagkuha ng height. For the image on the right side, ang ginamit natin is stereo pair. Yung parang sa 3D movie nga na sinasabi ko kanina.
Alright.
Okay. So from
What
this,
is the slide showing? The existing condition of the mountain?
yan po yung actual. Ito yung before, ito yung after.
Ayun, bakit mo sabihin lagyan mo before and after? Kumbaga, yung bigote mo, may bigote ka before, inahit mo after. Di ba? Pwede ba yun?
Apo.
Okay.
So ito,
Para malinaw tayo. Okay.
2013 po ito, as I have said earlier. 2013 ito 2016, September 2016. So that's the before and after scenario. Next slide, please. The maximum height of excavation is 5.4 meters and 3.6 meters earth fill. It shows that in this area, there is little mining activity since 2013.
Can you show that to us?
So yung ano po, yung blue, yan po yung elevation ng 2013. Yung pula, yung po yung 2016. So hindi po totoong meron tayong pinatag na bundok.
Wala.
Based from these findings,
Ang panatag,
hindi po totoong
Panatag shoal.
hindi
di ba? Yung Scarborough Shoal, panatag, di ba? Tama ba yan? Yun ang panatag, patag. No? Ito,
So yan po, natapyasan,
natapyasan pero hindi pinatag.
not totally flattened.
Sige.
Next slide, please. Shown here is the comparison of the cross sections from the two dates just mentioned. The cross section was chosen based on the maximum change in elevation and configuration of the terrain in the area. The maximum height of excavation is 5.4 meters and 3.6 meters, I've said earlier.
Ano yung 20.3 meters? Maximum. Cut.
Opo.
Hmm.
5.4 meters
Can
yung
you show that
maximum.
to us? Can you show that to us in the picture?
Yun po.
Ah, yun ang tinitingnan mo yung graph.
Mm.
Please tell us if you're showing us the graph or the picture.
Opo.
Hindi namin kabisado eh.
Yan po yung cross section
What
ng
you're
picture.
showing is the graph.
Yeah.
Alam ko, ito yung picture eh. Yung graph iba.
Ito po yung
Sabi mo, ang maximum height niyan is ilan?
yung nabawas po is 5.4 meters. Ang height po niya ito.
So, 5.4 meters ang nabawas doon. That is the height of almost like Manny Pacquiao. 5.6 eh. Meters ba? Sorry, malaki pala yun. So tatlong Manny Pacquiao. Eh, parang naiintindihan ng mga tao na, kung na ngayon, modern na tayo, nakikinig ang mga tao eh.
Okay.
Di ba? Tatlong tao.
Okay.
Tama ba yun, boss? Yes, sir?
Sa next slide po, ito po yung maximum na sinasabi natin kanina.
5.6 meters.
Hindi po. 20.3 meters po ang cut. Ang nakat.
So, ganun ang naputol. Patapyas. So, that's 60. 60.9. 60 feet more.
Opo.
Di ba? 3 feet to 1
Times
meter.
3, opo.
3 feet to 1 yard, di ba? Sa meter, mas malaki ng konti. Okay, so malaki-laki. 60
So-
feet. Kumbaga, floor ng bahay, ilan yon? 6 floors. Hello? Peter?
Yes,
Peter?
yes, Your Honor.
6 floors. Malaki yun ah.
So,
Floors ng bahay.
for this particular mining site po, yan po ang...
Which one is this?
Yeah, sa Benguet po, Benguet.
Pakilagyan naman yun ng pangalan para iiwanan nyo sa amin yan pag pinag-aralan namin yan. Baka saan ba yan? Yung BNMI. Okay, sige. Alright. Sige. Okay.
So, from this,
And you're not concerned about that. Would you be concerned about that as Maria? Because magbabago yung elevation nyo eh. Kung may aeroplano doon, sabihin nyo, bago na yan.
Opo.
Magre-republish kayo, di ba?
Mag-update po tayo.
And your update has to be published to all navigational, especially air navigation groups, di ba?
Opo.
Dahil lalo na kung walang radar, ang tingin niya doon sa mapa, taas yung mundo, kaya biglang bumaba. Di ba? Okay, thank you. Go ahead, please.
The volumes of cut and fill were automatically calculated from the 2013 and 2016 digital elevation models. It shows that 65% of the excavated volume equivalent to 4.967 million cubic meters were removed from the mining site. This is not the best time for aerial photography, if you will notice. So we were not able to capture the southern portion of BNMI-1 because of the fast formation of fog in the area, which causes poor image correlation. In this case,
It cannot be denied, however, that there has been a cut.
82% naman po na-cover natin.
Can you estimate the cut? Doon sa kabila, 60 feet. Ito dito, ilan?
Ito po. So, 2.715 a million cubic meters ang nakat.
Per cubic meters yun. Is the height?
20.3 meters po.
So, 60 rin. 60 feet or 6 floors.
Opo.
Wow, laki rin, no? Pero yung volume is 2.7.
15 million cubic meters.
Ilan truck yan?
So, kung ang isang truck po is
Kasi sinasabi 990 trucks travel every day and night.
I just confirmed with my
Please do.
colleague from
Gusto ko
NGB.
maintindihan natin eh. Para alam ng tao, ang isang truck, ilang cubic meters ang laman?
Mga 13.5 daw po
13.5
cubic meters.
per truck. 6x6 siya, malaki. June, malaki ba yun? Governor Danay? Governor De Losa, baka alam ninyo, kayo nagpapatakbo dyan ng mga ako, alam nyo maraming mina tumatakbo. Ako, Koto, di ba? 13 and a half cubic meters per truck. So, kung
Your Honor, yung modified na yun eh. Nilakihan nila. That's not the normal dimension of truck. Minodify nila, nilagyan pa ng additional na ano. Kaya lumaki yung ano.
So, let it be of notice that Senator De Lima has just recorded as present here. So, let's say June, let's keep it at the regular track para hindi na tayo malito. Kung dadagdagan mo, dadagdag pa eh. Gawin mo na lang 14 cubic meters on the average, isang truck. 2.7 million yan. Ilang truck ang kakailanganin dyan? Can I have a mathematician here? Dr. Arcilla, can you help me?
Mga 200 trucks po.
200 trucks lang? 2 million? Hindi naman.
Sorry, 200,000.
200,000 trucks?
Yes.
200,000 truckloads ang kinuha dyan sa bundok na yan. Pwede o dipindi?
Kung 15,
Ito lang po sa 14 yun. Almost 200. Ito lang po
200,000 trucks, ha?
truckloads po. Ito lang po yun sa BNM 1. Meron pa tayong BNM 2 na 4.9 M. So ang total is 7.652 million cubic meters.
And that would be ilan?
Divided by 14.
So about another 600,000 trucks yan. About 700,000 plus 200 is about 900,000 trucks. Abot ka na ng 1 million na truckloads.
But I would like to
Kahit nakalahatiin mo na lang yan. Huwag mo na sabihin, yung kinuha lahat na yan, nakuha, kinalahati mo na lang yan, kalahating milyon na truck trips ang aabot dyan, 500,000 back and forth.
But I would like to point out,
Is
Mr.
that a
Chairman,
reasonable assumption, sir?
na meron na iwan na 2.685 million cubic meters sa site.
Meron pa?
Opo, ang balance natin is 4.967 million cubic meters. So that is the
So
figure
that's
which we
another
will divide
400,000.
by 14.
So lahat, ilang aabot ka na, lampas na ng 1 milyon. If you compute that to the number of years, 365 days, working day and night, that is ilan? Ang dami naman lupang kinukuha sa atin. This is where PPA now comes. Please get ready. Because you're gonna put those sand, those trucks have to go to the boat and the boat has got to take it out. Wala pa tayo doon sa rare elements, ha? I hope Dr. Arcilla is prepared for that. So, kinalahati na natin yan. Huwag nang 1 milyon, kalahati na lang, 500,000 divide by 365. O para mas simple pa, para di na dumugo ang ilong natin, 365,000 trucks na lang araw-araw. That's 1,000 trucks a day.
172 po. 1,000 trucks a day.
1,000 trucks a day at 365,000 at 700,000, that's 2,000 trucks a day. Wow! No wonder ang lakas ng bilihan ng truck doon sa Subic. 2,000 trucks a day. So tama yung sinasabi ni Governor De Loso that 990 trucks a day. At least, masasabi ko sa kaibigan ko, tumama rin siya. I mean, where is the DNR here? If I was DNR, I would be right there and finding out ano ba yung nilalabas nyo. Hello? Line is busy ba? DNR?
Your Honor, 3 years yung operation nito.
Ha?
3 years.
3 years ang operation.
Not
Kahit
1
na
year.
3 years mo na. Oh, divided by 3. That's at least, what? Ha?
So, mga 300 trucks per day. Over
Kaya nga,
3 years.
300 trucks per day. Marami pa rin yan. That will cause traffic in EDSA. 300 trucks a day for the last 3 years. And that is, ni-reduce pa natin, ha? To 700,000 ba yan? Or a million or a million plus? Dapat checkin natin ang gasoline station. Kumita yung mga gasoline station dyan. Dapat checkin natin ang barko. Ang daming sinakay sa barko. Labas-pasok. Dapat check natin ang mga empleyadong nakapasok dyan sa trabaho. Dapat alam ng governor sa Zambales na ang laki palang contribution nito sa ekonomiya ng Zambales. Tama ba yun, sir? Governor De Loso? Dapat. So mining is contributing, but we don't know what they're taking out. Can we say that it is a finding? Can we all agree that it's a major finding here? That's why that was so important, Miss, na may pakita nyo yung nare-reduce na bundok. Because there's an allegation by the governor that there's 990 trucks a day. Tumama nga eh.
324 po. Truckloads a day.
Oh, in 3 years. For the last 3 years. Pero sabi niya, 990, kahit na 320, that's still a big load. That will cause dust everywhere. That will cause the roads taking a beating because you're having 300. That's a lot of tonnage punishing our road system. Correct? Dr. Arcilla? Mabigat yun eh.
Yes po.
Okay. Having said that, therefore, Dr. Arcilla, would you say that we have a finding here? At talagang major operation yung nangyayari dyan? Is that all for mining companies?
Diyan lang, sa Benguet lang po yan.
Benguet pa lang yan.
Pero mas
Oh.
maliliit na po yung tatlo.
Kahit na, ilagay mo na lang 200,000 yung tatlo. Is that a sufficient estimate? Or higher? Yung tatlo?
Lower pa po.
Yung tatlo? Bakit? Small time ba yung tatlo?
Mas maliliit na po yung amount ng land na kinukuha.
But you did make an aerial search. Can you give us, because of this computation, can you give us, if possible, within the day, kaya naman yung siguro yan, nagawa natin ito in, just using our calculators here, can you give us the impact of what has been taken out of that mountain with all 4 minings? Wala pa dyan yung small mining.
Nasa presentation ko po yung 4.
Dyan. O sige, pakita natin. Pakitapos na kasi di ko alam eh. Sabihin mo kung gaano kahaba yung presentation mo para we can estimate it. Mahaba ba yan?
10 minutes. Your
Sige,
Honor.
go ahead. Proceed.
This is a short 3D video of the BNMI mining site, a flight simulation. A 3D flight simulation po ng Benguet mining site.
Can you describe what you're simulating?
So, a 360-degree view of the mining area. Papaikot. In 3D.
Na nakikita yung kalbo. Yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sa kanan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung sa ibabaw, yun ang nakalbo. Yung brown.
Dalawa po yan, oh. Yan po,
Pakituro
yan.
nyo anong pointer ninyo. Ano ang nakakalbo?
Dalawa po yan, yan. Sa Benguet BNMI.
Diyos
Ito
kabila.
yung 1, ito yung 2.
Ano rin. So, pwede ba magkaroon ng landslides dyan? Meron ba nakatira dyan, Governor De Loso? Meron ba nakatira dyan? So, kung yung Karen dumaan dyan at ang daming tubig na dinala dyan, magbabaha talaga.
Totoo po, kaya nga lumubog po ang Santa Cruz.
Opo. Tama na naman si Senator De Los, si Governor De Los. Malapit na mag-senador to. Okay. Sige, dalawang tama. Okay, sige. Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter.
Thanks, Your Honor. The three images show the extent of clearing activities also from 3 dates. That is in 2010, January 2016, and September 2016, after suspension of operation was issued. The world view image was draped over the 2013 DEM from IFSAR, while the September 2016 image from the drone was draped from the generated DEM from the drone stereo coverage to show the extent of excavation in the area. Ito na po yun sa Zambales Diversified Metals Corporation.
Just tell me what DTM means.
Digital Terrain Model po.
Okay, thank you.
Ito po yung 2010 world view na renape natin sa elevation data or IFSAR.
Same elevation yan, ha? Same elevation.
Opo, parehong area po ito.
Yeah, I know. The area is the same, but ang elevation, magkakatalo ka dyan.
Hindi po, may nagbago po sa elevation.
Kaya nga, pero the same, para you're not comparing apples and oranges. Parehong side.
Parehong side po yan.
Parehong tutok ng camera, ibig sabihin.
Opo.
Okay, ho. Thank you po. Very well done.
Thank you very much.
I'm impressed.
Thank you very much.
So far. Okay. Come on, di pa tayo tapos.
Next slide, please. Ito na po yung cross-section na present ko kanina sa case ng Benguet. Now, applying it sa ZDMC, sa mining area number 1. So, ang maximum cut was 4.6 meters. Nag-fill sila ng 3.1 meters. This boils down to an average of 0.6 meter fill. So, cross-section po ito, yung side view ng bundok. As we can see, wala pong napatad ulit na bundok. Next slide.
Ano po?
Walang na-flatten na bundok.
Well, hindi naman yun ang punto eh, napatag, di ba? Ang punto yung nakuha ang lupa at saka yung danger to our community, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
And of course, the violations of law.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright. Tapos na po kayo, meron pa?
Meron pa po tayong dalawang
Sige
mining.
po, tapos yun po.
These images are from the same dates but in different location site within the ZDMC mining concession. Yan po yung pinakita ko rin kanina, 2010. Okay. Here is the comparison of the two cross sections using the same criteria in the line selection. The maximum height of excavation detected was 11.4 meters and 7.3 meters earth fill. So again, yung pula yung 2016, yung blue yung 2013. Next slide, please. So in the case of ZDMC1, a total of 2.148 million cubic meters was extracted, pero may naiwan na 813,926 cubic meters, leaving us with a balance of 1.334 million cubic meters. Sa ZDMC2, ang naging balance niya is 593,964 cubic meters. So, ang total po na mountain soil na na-extract from the site was 1,928,338 cubic meters. This is in the case of ZDMC.
Dr. Carlo, just follow up lang. You are expert here. Ilan ang truck na naman yan? Ilan truck yan?
1 million.
1 million divided.
Now, I can tell you, you're not paying attention. As a professor to a student, bumabawi lang ako sa mga estudyante mo.
So, 137,738 truckloads po.
137,000 trucks just for
No,
one site?
truckloads, meaning...
Truckloads, yeah. At our computation kayo na. Sige.
Just for that ZDMC.
Thank you. Dito lang sa
ZDMC, Zambales Diversified.
1 or 2? Dalawa na.
Pareho na po yan sa dalawa.
Tama. Dahil nandun, 1.9. Sige po.
Again, this is a short 3D video of ZDMC1 mining site flight simulation in 3D.
Po yung puti na yan. Ito sa harap ko yan, foreground. Sa baba. September 2016. Yan ba yung nag-iba?
Wala pa tayong coverage yan eh. Walang
Walang
data.
Pero sa ibabaw, klaro-klaro.
Yan po yung mga nakalbo.
tapyas,
Oh,
tapyas,
yan po,
oh.
natapyas.
Kumbaga nagpagupit ka, ang gupit mo flat top, tsato. Ano ba yan? Lukat. Hindi ka ginupitan sa tabi.
Can I continue, Your Honor? Okay. Next slide. This one is a short 3D video of the ZDMC2 mining site simulation.
Ano po yung purple?
Ito po yung boundary na galing sa 2016 imagery.
So by 2013, extensive na nawawala, no?
Yan po. Ito pa po yung galing na sa 2016 na mga excavation sites na wala pa noong 2010.
So makapal pa ang foliage dyan.
Yes,
Foliage,
Your
no?
Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Puno. So may troso dyan. So may illegal logging activity rito. Would you say, DNR? Hello, DNR? Gilbert? Director Flores, Gonzales? DNR is there, right? Sino ba ang DNR dyan? Kayo? MGB?
Wala sila, Your Honor. But the area of the mining sites are partly covered by vegetation and grassland. It's not purely forested.
It is not forested or forested?
Partly forested and partly grassland, Your Honor.
But when you cut these areas, partly forested, you get illegally cut logs.
Your Honor, they are required to secure a cutting permit from the
And do
Forest
they have?
Management Bureau. They have, Your Honor.
Really? I will ask you to show me that document and I'll ask you to show the results of their cutting.
That's the requirement, Your Honor, that they have
I
to
know
comply.
that's a requirement. But what we're trying to find out is whether you're fulfilling your duties under the law. When they get a permit, when they cut, you have to report what was cut, how many was cut, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have that?
They have submitted, Your Honor, those documents, and we will submit it to you.
So you can secure those documents and that will be submitted with the corresponding analysis of how much they have violated, if any.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Let the record state that and let the ComSec make sure that we get the copies of those reports. Go ahead. Now, I just have one question. Pertinent. Yung flat area na yan, yung naputol na, putik na yan, di ba? Lupa na yan. Can that cause landslides? Can that cause severe erosion, danger, so that we can tell NDRMC, huwag kayo magpatadin tao dyan, dahil baka ma-disgrasya sa landslide?
Your Honor, in the mine site, the active areas, the mining companies are required to put mitigating structures to catch the runoff water and soil.
And has that been done? All I know is that you have only fined them 25,000 pesos. One time.
That's EMB, Your Honor. As far as MGB is concerned, those structures are in place in the mining site.
All right. Can you give us a matrix, therefore, per mining company? How much fines you have imposed on them and for what?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll submit that
Are you sure?
information.
Can you tell me what I'm asking for again?
A matrix submitted indicating the violation as well as the penalties imposed if there are
Per mining company.
per mining company.
And the dates.
Yes, Your Honor.
And who is the enforcing officer?
In the environmental aspect, Your Honor, it is the Environment Management
I know,
Bureau.
but there is an individual. You must put a name and a face to it.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll coordinate with EMB on that one.
The answer is yes, we will coordinate and we will get the name and the face.
Yes, Your Honor, will do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, nasa RMN Minerals Incorporated na po tayo, yung pinakita ko kanina. Next slide, please. Shown here is the comparison of the two cross-sections. The maximum height of excavation detected was 5.6 meters and 2.2 meter earth fill. Next slide, please. It was computed that 47.8% of the excavated volume, equivalent to about 490,000 cubic meters, were removed from the mining site.
And truckload?
35,000 truckloads po.
Could you add that to your total? Oh, good. What does the 534,000 represent?
Yung ginagamit po nilang pang-fill, so naiiwan ito sa site.
Anong ginagawa po doon?
Maaring pinantambak, hindi pa natanggal, slope stabilization, para makagawa ng daan, whatever po.
Pero galing rin sa bundok yun, di ba?
Galing po sa bundok.
So yun, dapat tatakpan nila yung tinanggal nila.
Opo.
Yun ba talaga?
Opo.
Are you sure?
Sa mining.
Can EMB tell me that?
MGB is supervising the mining.
MGB is supervising that, all right.
Yes, Your Honor, the non-metallic soils are kept in the mine site for rehabilitation purposes, Your Honor.
Non-metallic soil, which is not used for mining, remains there, and they use it for what?
For the rehabilitation of the areas, Your Honor.
And has there been any rehabilitation?
There are progressive rehab that are being done in areas that are already mined.
I'm talking about the problem here. There are 4 mining companies. Are there rehabilitation programs that are being implemented, overseen by your organization?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you have reports of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And can you submit us a matrix, therefore?
Yes, Your Honor, will do.
And what is your own judgment? In your judgment, are they enough? Are they sufficient? Or are they undermanaged?
Your Honor, there are minor violations by the
Minor?
companies, Your Honor. Yes.
Minor?
Yes, Your Honor.
If it is true that you're managing them, then you would have a lot of fines there. From what I'm seeing, there would be a lot of fines. Shall I cite you the law?
No need, Your Honor. We know the law. Your Honor.
So I'm sure you do. But what, do you enforce the law?
We are, Your Honor.
Do you have a result of the enforcement of law? You find them every time there is a violation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor. That's
So
why
there would be hundreds of billions there kung talagang sisirain nyo talaga yan. Kung talagang titirahan nyo yung mga yan, there would be hundreds of billions in fines. Possible?
That's possible, Your Honor.
Yes. So I would like to know what you have done, that the committee would like to know what you have done to that effect.
Yes, Your Honor. Will
Can you ask somebody now to call your office? These are just 4 mining companies. I'm sure they have a file. And before we finish by 1 o'clock, I'm sure somebody can get it. Or did you bring it?
We have not bring it, Your Honor.
You have not brought it here.
Yes, Your Honor.
So can you submit it by this afternoon? Because I'd like to complete the report here so I can make a report to the Senate of what has been done.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll submit the reports.
Before the end of the day.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is a working committee now. Like most of the Senate committees, we work. We worked over the weekend, by the way, over the results of the Justice Committee. And I'm trying to finish as many things as I can without making waste in our haste. So kindly cooperate with us. Give us this matrix that will show us the fines that have been conducted. We already talked about that before, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Go ahead. The committee, Secretary is hereby directed to ensure the enforcement of what the committee is asking for. Yes? Okay, thank you. Go ahead, please. Tapos na? Ano pa? Isa pa?
Konti na lang, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
This is a short 3D video of the Ramen Minerals Incorporated mining site flight simulation in 3D rin po. Next slide.
Left is before. And the after is on the right side, of course.
Yan po yung ngayon na yung tatlong mining sites.
But the previous one, the one where you were circulating it. The previous one, go back, yan. Yung kaliwa, 2010, before, right?
Opo, yeah. 2010, January 2016, and September 2016. Opo. So, nandiyan po silang tatlo.
So tremendous damage, would you say, have been undertaken? If we call it damage, or mining have been undertaken?
From my vantage point, opo.
Tremendous damage. Now, what has been mined here? I cannot see your name. Uichong, Mr. Uichong. Uichong ko, right?
Waiting, Your Honor.
Uiting ko, all right. What has been mined here?
Nickel, Your Honor.
Nickel. So, hindi totoo yung sand lang ang kinukuha.
No, Your Honor.
Nickel talaga. Eh, ang baba-baba ng nickel ngayon, di ba? Nickel ore. Bakit talagang pinag-iinitan nila yan? Baka hindi lang naman nickel na nakukuha. Dr. Arcilla?
Yeah, anito po kasi.
From UP?
The reason why China, to make steel, you need three elements po. Iron, nickel, and chrome. Now, the biggest steel manufacturer in the world is China. Wala po silang nickel and chrome in their geology. So they have to import all of their nickel and chrome. And we happen to be the closest source.
One of the biggest. Chromite.
Yeah, chromite also.
Chromite?
Yeah, chromite.
Di ba?
Opo.
Forgive me, I did not
yung
score
chromite
very
po kasi
high.
yung mineral, yung chromium yung element. But
one of the biggest chrome deposits, and you can ask the two governors there,
it used to be.
is Zambales, right?
It used to be.
Used to be in Koto.
Yes, pero malaki po yung nasa South Africa, for example. Pero yung sa
Mas
nickel,
malaki na sa South Africa, of course.
very big po. Pero in terms of nickel, we are the biggest now, especially since Indonesia closed.
So Zambales is the biggest now in terms of nickel?
No, because you also source it from Surigao and southern Palawan.
So would you say the Philippines is one of the biggest nickel producers
It
in
is
the
the
world?
biggest now.
Shouldn't we stop producing nickel muna because mababa?
Good question.
Yes, of course it's a good question.
Yeah. I apologize.
No,
Yeah.
no need to
No,
apologize. Kung mababa ang presyo,
Hindi
di
po.
ba dapat ipahinga muna natin yan? Huwag muna nating ibenta para pag gumanda ang presyo,
Ang problema po,
nag-recover ang mundo,
okay, ang problema po niyan, for example, sa Mimaropa at saka sa Mimaropa and Caraga, no? The share of the mining revenues reaches up to about 20%. So if you stop the mining operations there, you're going to cut 20% off of their income, you know?
I'm not saying we stop. All I'm saying is
It's
mine
reduced.
elsewhere for other things that have a good value.
But all the metal prices po are down eh. And
Well, then slow down.
yan po yung, that's a government
Government and a
decision.
business decision.
Business decision po.
But you cannot allow greed. I'm for mining.
Yes.
You know that, right?
Yes.
When I was in the cabinet, I said I was for mining, unabashedly, because I think that is our natural resource. We should be able to use this to make our country richer. But it must be responsible.
Yes.
And part of the responsibility should be, kung mababa ang presyo, ba't mo ibibigay na mura? Hold up muna. Slow down. Use your capital for elsewhere. Develop some downstream machines. Pwede ba yan? Downstream so that you can process the chromite here. Pwede ba yan?
Pwede po, pero mahal po ang kuryente. No, so yun po yung problema.
Well,
That's,
those are problems that needs to be solved.
yes po.
Di ba? Yan ang problema natin eh. Hindi pa tayo nagsisimula. Mahal na. Mahirap na. Pero kung pagsasamahin mo lahat ang dunong ng mga Pilipino, lalo na yung mga tiga-UP, ang gagaling yan. Supposedly, quote-unquote. Lalo na yung NIGS. Yun, marami mga bata dyan na magagaling sa mining, napupunta sa ibang bansa. Hindi na napupunta sa gobyerno, napupunta sa... Pero kung pagsasamahin mo yan, huwag muna tayo mag-mining ngayon sa nickel dahil napakamura. Dahil mauubos yan eh. Extraction yan eh. Tanggal ka ng tanggal eh. Why can we not extract or at the same time, kung wala pa tayo, can you not pull the mining community together and say we will use we will get a processing, just a rhetorical, not a rhetorical question, a question in fact. If you put together the capital right now and get a processing company to process the chromite, and maybe we can even do the iron ourselves.
We can.
Can we do that?
Yes po. The black sand is actually iron ore.
There you
China
go.
is also buying.
So that means there's a policy gap here.
Yes.
Alam nyo, ang problema natin is parang religion. Thou shall not do this, thou shall not do that. Pero if you do something right, and you say, we are not going to mine nickel, we are going to prepare the groundwork because we have so many, we have done a study of all our mineral resources, and therefore before you allow greed to be the policy, you say, you can make more money, pool the resources, public-private partnership, pool it so that we could revive, halimbawa, illegal steel, where you have a lot of mining, nickel, iron, black sand, in all these areas, rather than see our mountains, and I've seen it, our mountains just like this, beside the ocean, being denuded, being taken out, and being loaded in Chinese ships. Isn't that an insidious way of affecting our economy, our posterity, and our national security at the same time? Dr. Arcilla?
I agree.
I've always known you have good judgment, but I need your knowledge.
No. Okay, but with some qualifications, Senator, no?
Of course, that's what I was waiting for.
Number one, for example, Indonesia has done that. It requires a policy. Indonesia, for example, used to sell ores to China. They said, no more raw ores, no more export. That will require a mandate from the government. But if you did that, you will be violating the contracts of the MPSAs of the mining companies. So, anyway, that can be arranged, no?
Yeah.
But second po, I'd like to just a simple defense po of the mining process, no? When you mine, necessarily you will cut trees. But there's an engineering into it. What I'm saying is that, kasi ito ang pag nakikita po yung mga pictures na to, parang, kasi pangit talaga siya. Mining is ugly, but it's not necessarily bad if it's done properly.
It is uglier if you're allowing your natural resource to be shipped out by a major neighbor, and even assuming for the sake of argument they're using it to reclaim, which I doubt, no?
Yeah,
you're making them stronger, making them produce iron that they will now, or steel, which they will now sell it to us into terms as little as pako,
yes,
sampayan, yero, all these things. Sinasagalog ko para maintindihan tayo ng mga batang nanonood, sakaling may nanonood, na kung gagamitin natin ang utak natin, pro-mining tayo, pero dapat pinoproseso. Hindi ba dapat yan ang itulong sa UP?
Opo. Hindi lang po yan. May mga elements pa nga tayo, sinasabi ko nga na binibigay pa ng libre doon like scandium, ng rare earth elements. Pero, yun nga po.
Wala pa tayo sa scandium. Wala pa tayo doon. Ito lang. Kasi sa akin, ang pinapakita dito, it's a waste of it's ugly, it lessens our natural resources, it extracts our precious natural resources, at ang liit-liit ng kinikita natin.
We only get 10% of the London Metal Price Exchange because we sell it as ore.
10% lang.
10% lang po.
Pero kung may processing,
tataas po yan. Like copper po.
Na magkano?
Yung
ilang
copper,
percent?
yung copper natin ngayon, we can get up to 90%.
90%?
90%.
My gosh, 10% against 90%.
Yun po.
It's sacrilege what we're doing to our country. We're committing national harakiri. Parang laging. Inubos natin ang laging nung araw. Ngayon, laging tulog na lang tayo. Wala nang trabaho.
Yan po.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, in these situations, if you actually look at the footprint, ang main reason po ng one of the big reasons for siltation is also the lagging. Kasi po, kung palalakihan mo yung area yan, when you have very heavy rains, it's really the deforested areas that contribute. We studied that in UP, a study done by 1 year study. We studied this here in Zambales. Pinag-aralan po yung lahat ng ilog. Kung ilan ang contribution ng mining versus deforestation versus... Ang conclusion po namin, 10% lang galing sa mining. 90%.
Galing sa mining alin, ang laging.
Hindi, yung siltation pong nangyayari.
Yeah, dapat 10% lang.
10% lang nangyayari sa ang nanggagaling sa mining. 90% galing dun sa mga deforested areas.
So what is your point?
My point there is that in the first place, of course, the mining
90% deforestation is bad.
Yes,
Very bad.
Yun nga po eh. If we are only focused on mining and we're not looking at the bigger cause of the problem, then we are not solving the problem correctly. If you stop
The problem being,
for example, if you stop mining
what
now,
is the problem?
the problem is that you have to reforest and then you also have to do recoverable mining. Yun po, dalawa pong ano eh. Kasi that study showed it quantitatively. 90% is coming of the siltation is coming from the areas that have no mining but have been deforested.
Would you like to sit down with us when we formulate the report para we can put that all in?
Yes po, Senator.
And we will make draft legislation to that effect. Would you like to help us?
Yes, sir.
That
Yes,
is
sir.
why we have investigations.
Yes, at saka po, that's why we're here.
That's right.
That's why we're UP.
Oh, UP, yeah. UP, nanalo na tayo ng 2 beses. Nagpipiesta na tayo.
Tatlo na pong beses.
Oh, tinala
Kayo
nyo
po
yan.
Ateneo eh.
No, UP ako, ano ka? Panalo ko. Pag naglaban ng Ateneo at UP, kung matalo Ateneo, panalo pa rin ako sa UP. Di ba? Kaya, but the point is, nanalo Sambeda, yung kay Secretary De Lima, no? Senator De Lima, Sambeda. Anyway, to make a long story short, will you please join us?
Yes. Your
I mean,
Honor.
I think we said something here that I think makes this hearing well worth it, and I appreciate the effort of Peter of Namria. Hindi ako nagkamali na nagbigay ako ng pera dyan sa PIDAF ko noong araw ng 50 million. Kaya medyo nagpanting ako nung hindi maipakita nung ali na pinadala nyo rito last time. Ano nga pangalan mo, Iya? Yung kasama mo?
Si Assistant Director Ofelia Castro po.
Oh, si Ophelia. That's right. Ayan. Yeah. So, ngayon, nakita mo kung bakit kailangan ipakita yung drawing ninyo yan. So, I think we learned a lot here today.
Just one thing, Senator. I'd like to also defend some people from the MGB because many of them are professionals. When they give the permits, first, kailangan talaga ng tree cutting permit, no? Kaya nga pag sinabi kasing lahat na yan ay i-attribute sa mining lahat ng tapos wala silang ginawa. I think that's also unfair. You know, kasi po precisely since we allow mining, you will actually have to cut trees.
Correct.
The reason is that the thing is that mining is not finished until you rehabilitate. What is the good thing with the mining law now is that you have to you set aside money to rehabilitate and you have to progressively rehabilitate. Now, that's not so easy to see when you have an active mining operation. But I'm saying that there are also abusive mining and that
Abusive?
yes,
Of course.
definitely. Pero po, I would also say that a lot of the mining operations, especially from the big mining ones,
Have been responsible.
are responsible.
I know. I was in Atlas.
Yun nga po.
I was a director of Atlas. And Atlas is one of the best managed mining companies in the
Yes.
country. It's the oldest.
Yes, I worked there po, so I know.
Oh, you have good judgment too, huh? All right, to make a long story short, therefore, mining is a debate. It can be good if we do it right, if we prepare our kids to become mining engineers or
Yes po.
mining investors or entrepreneurs. We can protect the environment, and it can really. I'm thinking kasi mining is just destroying the environment. I'm not using this one, no? But when you rehabilitate, that takes a long time, and you will need people who will do the job, right? So that's employment pa rin. Is that correct?
That's right.
So, in other words, we are abysmally neglecting these other facets of the mining industry, and we're letting the Mr. Greedies of the world to take over our mining, make money like they did in illegal logging. Correct me if the analogy is correct. We extracted our trees, we cut the trees, nobody reforested, and we're now having severe damage to the environment and severe damage to our farms, severe damage to our people because we did not do it. We should not make the same mistake with mining.
Yes, Senator.
That is your thesis,
Yes po.
basically.
But the total mining area in the Philippines is less than 0.5% of the total area. So how can something that is only being done on less than 0.5% be responsible for so much evil? You know, yun po ang nangyari. Most of the things were done with the deforestation po. I think that has also been looked at even more seriously right now. Kasi yun po yung talagang dahilan.
Okay, let me just round this up. I'd like to talk to you about that point, that last point you made, but I don't want it to take away from the investigation. I will ask you and the Department of Environment, Dr. Gonzalez and the others there, Dr. Uitinco, and even the one. If we put our heads together as we have here, you have Namria looking at a very intelligent way of determining whether damage is being inflicted upon our environment, apart from the experts in the DNR. We can easily do a lot of good work. Now, if these mining companies, if these four, I hope they're, I'm not accusing them yet of anything, but if they've done wrong, there is the doctrine of perpetual liability. Have you ever exacted that? Do you know of any instance where, for example, in Marinduque, are we exacting perpetual liability from that? Huh? Dr. Itinko, are you a mining engineer also?
No, Your Honor, I'm a lawyer.
Oh, a lawyer running in the industry. All right, the national lawyer. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, we are still running after Marcopper for their liabilities in the
Under the doctrine of
spillage.
perpetual liability.
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you getting anywhere?
We're coordinating with the OSG to file cases against Marcopper, Your Honor.
You know, this is what I don't like about the government. I've been with the government for a long time. The question when I ask a question, it is always present progressive. We are coordinating, we're preparing, we're doing this. Nothing is finished. Mark Harper has been there for a long time, right? You mean to tell me you're still coordinating when they're going to file cases? The DOJ ba?
OSG, Your Honor.
Huh?
OSG.
OSG, the last time I heard, we're both lawyers, it's under the DOJ, right?
Yes, Your Honor, but we refer the
Natapal,
matter.
subalit, bunit?
We are coordinating with OSG, Your Honor, for the build-up of the
All right,
case.
okay, we'll take that in point. And maybe have a special Blue Ribbon Committee on that for finding out why OSG is still doing the coordination with you and not doing anything about it. How about that?
That's your option, prerogative, Your Honor.
No, that is the right thing to do, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good, I'm glad you agree. I'm not trying to show that we're powerful. All I'm just trying to show is highlight the fact that we are all responsible for what we do in our country. And if Mark Copper, which occurred when?
97, Your Honor.
1997. It is now 2016. Ilan taon na yun?
Almost 19 years.
Almost 19 years. Hindi pa natin nagagawa. We're still coordinating. Then we are in what we call malfeasance.
Your Honor, DNR has already penalized Mark Copper for the incident.
That is not the end of the story. We're talking about perpetual, liability.
Your Honor, that's why we are now going to file the cases against Mark Copper, Your Honor.
But you said you're just coordinating. Now you're changing it.
No, Your Honor.
You recommend filing?
We
You
have
recommend
done the
filing?
coordination with OSG, Your Honor, and intending to file the cases against Mark Copper, Your Honor.
Intending. All right. Present progressive pa rin, ha? Present progressive.
Yes,
Iba
Your
yung
Honor.
way of filed.
Not yet, Your Honor. We have not yet filed the case.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Napakahirap itong gobyerno natin talaga.
Mr. Chair?
Yes. Go ahead, Senator De Lima.
Thank you. Because I know that we're supposed to end not later than 1 o'clock. My apologies for being late. I came from another committee hearing, equally interesting subject matter, and this is definitely a very interesting. In fact, just for the few minutes that I'm here, I'm already appalled and very alarmed about what I saw in the presentation. First, let me ask Dr. Arcilia. Now, the current pace and the current magnitude of what we saw in those mining sites, how long will it take for nickel to be depleted?
Ah, all right.
Are we talking here, all of these 4 mining sites, these 4 mining operations are all nickel?
Yeah, these are the big mining companies in Zambales, no?
These are 4 big mining companies.
in
So these are
Zambales.
4 big mining companies.
In
So
Zambales.
in
Only,
Zambales,
yeah.
yes. So these are large-scale mining or
Yes.
small-scale mining?
They're all large-scale mining.
They're all large-scale mining. And
Yes.
therefore, since these are all large-scale mining operations, the permits must have come from
From the MGB, from the DNR.
from the MGB, from
Yes.
the DNR, and it
Yes.
cannot be just the provincial government of Zambales.
No,
Definitely.
definitely not. No.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Senator, there are also other places like the bigger areas actually that produce nickel ore is in Surigao and also southern Palawan.
So
And
these 4 mining sites, these are all nickel ore.
nickel ore po.
And so my question is, how long would it take for this nickel ore to be depleted?
I mean, it'll take.
They have all already been depleted?
No, it will take a long time. We have a lot of this. I mean, if you look at the mountain sides, only the uppermost parts are they're about 10 to 15 meters, no? And fortunately for us, a big part of the Philippines has this, many of these resources, and so in terms of umauubos po, it will not happen. So it's not like, for example, it's not like other metals, but we're lucky to have this resource. That's why China, who's getting most of their nickel from us, is
And not just nickel,
and-
also black sand,
Yes po.
magnetite.
Yes. Yun nga po sinabi ni Senator kanina, kasi if you wanted to make steel, you need three elements: chromium, iron, and nickel. And we have all 3 ingredients. We cannot produce them here because of lack of policy and electricity power.
No,
And we have all that, excuse me, we have all that, right?
Yes, we have all 3
Iron,
ingredients:
nickel.
iron, nickel, and chromium.
So is it cardinal sin, a mortal sin, sacrilege, something that we should all be excommunicated from the face of the earth because we are not doing what we're supposed to do with our natural resources?
I will only point to one sin. The people responsible for the high power rates are responsible for this.
High-powered rates. Okay, isn't that
Sila po.
solvable?
Opo, pero yung talagang, yun po yung may kasalanan talaga niyan. Because,
Okay.
yeah, anyway.
That's all right. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Now this mining operators, so each of these mining sites have separate or different mining operators. So there are 4 mining operators. I don't know if I'm going to address it to you or anybody else, anybody competent to answer my questions can just raise his or her hand. Now, these 4 mining sites have different mining operators.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, all of these Filipinos, Filipino-owned, or with a foreign component?
Your Honor, they are all Filipino-owned corporations.
These are all Filipino-owned corporations. I'm constrained to ask because in black sand mining, we have made certain discoveries. I think some of you are aware of the efforts or the initiatives of the joint DNR, DOJ, DILG fact-finding committee on illegal mining, where we have had really serious investigations into black sand mining operations. And one of the discoveries is that among the mining operators, I mean, these are, with Chinese components, with Chinese employees, with Chinese operators. So I'm wondering whether it's the same with the nickel ore. Because it's also the same, we're looking at a similar scenario. Now we have, well, especially in black sand, illegally engaged in black sand mining, extracting mining under the guise of dredging permits. And since these are dredging permits, these are actually issued just by the local government units. But actually, it's just a front. The real aim is extraction of black sand or magnetite, and for illegal exit, transporting to China using certain mining vessels. So are we aware of whether or not there are really, in fact, Chinese elements involved in this, in the situation in Zambales, especially because of also alarming statements in the resolution of Senator Lacson. Senator Lacson is the author or the proponent of the resolution directing this investigation in aid of legislation. And also Senator, the chair, Senator Gordon, the reported destructive mining operations and illegal excavations in the province of Zambales, and the alarming information supplied by Governor Deloso that actually these are being used for the excavations, or yes.
Senator, we just finished. I'll give your offices. We just finished now a report on black sand mining in 5 provinces. It's a 250-page DOST funded study. And
An executive summary of that? I will not claim to read it all, but I mean,
I can give you, but it's detailing the black sand, and I can submit it to both of you.
back to the question of Senator De Lima, is it not the fact, and I'd like everybody to answer it, particularly the executive, the EMB and MGB, and even the Department of Defense, and even the local governors, is it not a fact that all these ships are Chinese, are bound for China, in Zambales alone? Is it not the fact that in Alagusan and Surigao, all this black sand mining are run by Chinese, and that they're bringing all this sand to China?
Most of the shipment, Your Honor, are for China.
I am saying, is it not the fact that, una, are all these going to China?
Almost 90%, Your Honor.
90%. Where does the 10% go?
Japan and Singapore, Your Honor.
Japan and Singapore. Well, having said that, therefore, dapat nasagot na yung tanong ni Senator De Lima na talagang pumupunta sa China yan. No? So, ang laki, kung tumataas ang balance of trade natin with China, ang binibigyan natin yung natural resources natin, sinusuklan tayo ng pako, ng yero at ng lahat. Tama? Payong. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Nawala na tuloy pati mga Chinese sa Binondo, hindi na mapagtinda ng pako dahil hindi na sila makagawa ng pako eh. Kinukuha na lang nila sa China. Tama po ba yan?
Sure,
yun ang sinasabi ko, yun ang kulang sa atin. Eh. Wala tayong nung oversight or yung overview itong ginagawa natin. Kumbaga ko malulunod ang alin yung ba tayo nalulunod? Pareho rin ang mga corrupt dito sa Pilipinas. Pag lumalungoy yung mga corrupt at yung mga swapang sa Pilipinas, panay kabig lang ang langoy nila, panay ganun. Walang binabalik sa tao. Hindi marunong mag-trading. Is that a good analogy? Yes, it is. Okay. Sorry, that's a leading question. I should not have asked that. So go ahead, Senator De Lima.
Yeah, I really have to pursue that point because, again, among the findings that we have in that joint fact-finding committee, and this covers illegal black sand mining operations in several areas, Ilocos Sur, Leyte, Cagayan, Davao Oriental, Pangasinan, and also Zambales. Among the findings there is that these illegal black sand mining operations are being committed with the direct participation, involvement, and financial support of foreign nationals, most of them are Chinese, and who are without legitimate documents. Either it's Bureau of Immigration, or other from other relevant agencies without legitimate documents authorizing them to conduct mining operations. So I'm wondering whether these operations now, the nickel ore operations found in Zambales, would bear the same characteristic? Because dun nga daw pumupunta sa China.
Your Honor, as far as the four mining companies' operation, they are all legitimate, Your Honor. They have permits and
Because they have
done by
permits
Filipinos.
from DENR.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anong permit nila? To extract or to export?
The permit, the MPSA allows them to extract and export, Your Honor.
Chinese. Akala ko ba nag-i-extract yung mining company Pilipino?
Yes, Your Honor. The mining companies are owned by Filipinos and they are authorized by
So
their
pag pinadala nila,
MPSA.
ang nag-export Pilipino pero napupunta sa China, correct?
The buyers are Chinese.
So in other words, there is a buyers here in the Philippines para mangga ng Zambales, di ba, Governor Amor, Governor Dane, nasa puno pa lang, binibili na ng mga buyer, at yun ang mga dinadala sa ibang bansa. Is that correct? Tama ba yan? Ganun ba yung analogy nun?
Yes, Your Honor.
In fact, nakalagay dito sa akin, wala siya na-bet, hindi naman ako nagpapadala rito ng dokumento na hindi ko binabasa, hindi namin binabasa ng staff at least. Nakalagay dito, lahat ng pinadala ng Coast Guard, lahat to papunta sa China.
Yes.
Tama ba yan? Let me confirm that from the Coast Guard. Admiral?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, lahat China. So, lahat ng binapadala nyo dyan, dapat marami na tayong barko ng Coast Guard. Marami tayong small fleet, a literal fleet. Tama po ba yun, Admiral?
Your Honor.
Makakapag-ipon tayo, marami tayong mabibiling boat para mapigil yung drugs coming from China, yung smuggling coming from elsewhere. Magagawa natin yan. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Lalo na ito, Zambales lamang ito. Meron pa tayo sa Leyte, meron tayo sa Davao, meron tayo sa Cagayan, meron tayo sa Agusan, Surigao, Ilocos Sur, lahat ng lugar. Tama ba yan? Ang experience nyo ba sa Coast Guard, panay China lahat?
Hindi naman po lahat yun, Your Honor.
90% China?
Majority lang po.
Majority. Do we have vessel monitoring like they do in Israel?
May I ask for clarification, Your Honor?
Would you like to request that from us? Lagay sa budget na dapat lahat ng barkong papasok dito at lalabas, alam natin? Una, para hindi magbabanggaan, at pangalawa, alam natin kung saan pupunta?
Yes, Your Honor. That is actually one of the intention of the government by creating the National Coast Watch Center.
National?
Coast Watch Center.
Pero are we going to have vessel monitoring? Because I first came across this when I was in Subic. I wanted to buy that for Subic. Para lahat ng pumasok, lahat ng lumabas, malalaman ko kung may nag-smuggle sa Subic.
Yes, Your Honor. It's a good, it's a very relevant and good capability that we do need.
You're of course aware, ito for the benefit of the public and for the benefit of the committee. Kung gusto mo malaman na may smuggling sa Pilipinas, do you know the answer?
We have to coordinate with other agencies. We have to monitor all the vessels coming in and to...
Lahat ng vessel galing sa China, papasok dito, may value yan, tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, kapag ka pumasok, ito lang nakolekta mong tax, yung nakalagay doon sa shipping documents, mukhang hindi nakolekta, alam mo nag-smuggle, tama?
I presume that would be the within the.
So
I
in other
presume
words,
that would be the situation, Your Honor, but it would be more on the purview of other agency.
I know, but at least you are aware that they're coming, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And alam nyo rin, pag lumabas yung barko, alam nyo, papunta sa China yon, matetrack nyo, ano laman yan? So malalaman nyo talaga kung ilan ang pinadala natin doon. And I think we don't, go ahead. Sige, go ahead, I'm sorry. Bisa nagmamadali ako talaga eh.
I want to confirm what you are saying, Your Honor.
Sorry?
I just want to answer yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good. You have answered yes. All you have to do is say yes, all right? So having said that, pwede bang dapat pagkakataon niya nang sabihin dito, Mr. Senators, masyadong marami tayong vessels balik pasok dito galing sa China at kinukuha lahat ang lupa natin. Hindi ba dapat magsasabi kayo, boss, bumubusi na kami. Baka iba dyan hindi lang naman lupa ang sinalagay dyan, hindi lang nickel, baka merong ibang dinadala from China, which I can see Dr. Arcilla, the irrepressible, the very aggressive and the very bright UP professor is raising his hand. Go ahead.
I'd like to raise one issue that may not be so obvious, no?
Uh-huh.
Regarding shipping of nickel ore.
Right.
Someone has to study the pricing scheme because we have suspected that there are some companies that are undervaluing, because if you compare the import values of China and the export values, hindi po makatugma. Some companies are undervaluing so they can escape the excise tax. That's price transferring. And I think that's more prevalent. That has to be investigated because this will involve large mining companies. May records po yan, or how do you catch them? Number one, if an area like Zambales, pare-pareho lang naman yung ores na binibenta nila eh. If one company is always selling at a low price, there is something wrong.
That is precisely why we have all the agencies here.
Yun nga po,
This committee anticipated that we have to know kung anong pumasok, anong kinita ng PPA. Wala pa tayo sa PPA. Coast Guard, nagsisimula pa lang tayo dyan. Wala pa tayo sa finance at saka sa BIR at saka sa customs. In fact, kinausap namin ng customs. Tumuna, nandito. Ngayon, wala na. What happened? Where's customs here? The first hearing, I think they were there, di ba? All right, and then let's call them in. We just have one more hearing, I think, para matapos na natin to, because we don't have to belabor the obvious, no? Obviously, maraming lumalabas dito, maraming ramifications, and not including also the smuggling outside. As you say, undervalued din taxes, baka meron pang pumapasok na ibang rare, essential elements, no? Na hindi nakukuha. Go ahead, Senator De Lima.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commodore, don't you have a power of inspection ng mga mining vessels na yan? And do you regularly do it?
Yeah.
And sino pong mga agencies ang sumasama sa inyo?
Yes, Your Honor. We do have, under the Port State Control Regime, the power to inspect foreign vessels. But mainly, this is for compliance to international safety regulations. There are also other agencies that are involved prior to their entry, and I presume these are the customs, immigration.
And normally, you would exercise that power of inspection upon the entry of this mining vessels. So my question is, do you also exercise that power of inspection for the outgoing mining vessels? Kasi yun nga yung mga nakuha rin naming mga impormasyon noon, na yung again, tungkol sa black sand, na ninanakaw na nga sa atin, kinukuha na sa atin, without paying the right fees, right taxes, etc. Tapos tinatakas pa by smuggling them out. So or does our authorities exercise that power of inspection on the outgoing mining vessels?
Your Honor, as far as the Coast Guard is concerned, as I have said earlier, when they enter the country, particularly with the call on the port, we check whether they have been inspected from her last port of call, and this is primarily for safety reasons. And going out, we no longer inspect them, as they do ask clearances from other agencies. So basically, it's only on the port state control regime that we do inspect foreign vessels.
But I suppose you would want to propose that. You would want to recommend that you be granted also power of inspection with respect to outgoing, or do you need any law? Because I think it can be justified under your existing mandate.
We could add another level of inspection, but it's because these are foreign vessels, and we do believe that they're conducting a regular commerce and business here, that we limit the inspection of the Coast Guard on safety
Because
aspect.
we are concerned here about the smuggling of our resources, correct? Black sand and any other. So don't you think it would be...
Yes, we could do that, Your Honor.
Okay. Now back to the 4 mining operators. You said they are Filipino-owned, but do they hire, or do they have foreign nationals, particularly Chinese nationals, under their employ in any capacity, whether technical consultants, etc., or?
Your Honor, as far as the 4 mining companies in Zambales, they don't have Chinese nationals under their employ, Your Honor.
We are sure about that.
We require them to submit reports on foreign employments, Your Honor.
And you also mentioned earlier that actually the violations so far of these mining operators are minor violations which warranted imposition of mere fines, correct? So can you tell us what exactly are those violations to be considered as simply minor?
Or like as far as safety within the mine site, Your Honor, there are minor violations such as traffics within the mine site, housekeeping, as well as the maintenance of the roads and other facilities within the mine site.
So no major, so you consider them as minor violations, no? Fine lang.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, go ahead, please, Ms.
I don't think
Ignacio.
it's minor. I'm Jo Ignacio of Defense Zambales, ma'am, a senator. Attorney Oiking is saying that those are just minor violations. But for us, especially the people of Santa Cruz, who are being, who suffered from this devastation of mining operations in our place, it's not a minor violation. Actually, it's very damaging. If I could be given the chance to read our statement, because tomorrow is the anniversary of Typhoon Lando, and I'm so thankful that you have invited us here today for us to really share our sentiments as people of Santa Cruz and Candelaria. Mina ay kalbaryo, itigil ang pagmimina. Itigil ang pagsupil sa karapatan. Patuloy at malawakang pinsala. Matapos ng bagyong Lando, muling naranasan ng mga mamamayan ng Santa Cruz, Zambales ang masamang epekto ng pagmimina. Muli, sabi ko, sapagkat during bagyong Labuyo, naranasan na po namin ang panimulang devastation na galing sa minahan. Kasabay ng malakas na ulan, bumaha ng putik, nikilado mula sa bundok na dumaloy sa mga kabahayan, paaralan, taniman, irigasyon, palaisdaan, ilog at karagatan. Sa ulat ng pamahalang bayan ng Santa Cruz, apektado ang 13,790 pamilya na ang 1,161 ay lumikas sa evacuation center. 6 na katao agad ang namatay, bukod pa ang namatay sa mga sumunod na araw sa leptospirosis. 29 na bahay ang nawasak, 810 naman ang nasira ng konti, bahagyang nasira. 711.53 hektarya or 711.53 hectares ng palayan ang napinsala na halagang 46,684,592.50 pesos. Gulay at bungang kahoy ay umabot sa halagang 7,406,400. Palaisdaan ay umabot din sa 53,472,400 ang halaga ng napinsala. Ganon din po ang alagang hayop na umabot din sa mahigit 5 milyon. Di pa kasama ang mga nasirang kagamitan at mga infrastruktura, mga bahay, mga kotse sa kasangkapan ng mga mamamayan. Higit na kahirapan dahil sa pagkalugi at pagkabaon sa utang ng mga magsasaka at mangingisda na matagal nang kinakapos. Kahapon, pinagdiwang natin ang World Food Day, pero anong kahulugan nito sa buhay namin? Gayong malaking pensala na hindi na matamnan ng mga natabunan ng nickel na mga palayan namin, both Candelaria and Santa Cruz. Gayon din ng mga manininda at mga manggagawang bukid na patuloy na lumiliit ang kita. At alam din po lahat ng naririto ngayon na local government officers namin na ang aming palengke mismo ay hanggang ngayon ay hindi pa maituring na tunay na palengke. Sino ang dapat managot? Anong ginagawa?
Saan palengke yan?
Santa Cruz po.
Santa Cruz. Hindi pa
Ito po ang mga larawan po. Tingnan niyo po, ang nikilado yan ay kuha lamang nitong nakaraang Setyembre, kung di ako nagkakamali, ang exact date. At yan po ay sa Candelaria po yan. Ito yung mining hole na ginawang daan. Ito po yung sa Acohi Mines na tinatawag nating watershed na ipinaglalaban ng mga igorot nating kapatid na binigyan ng permit. Sandali lang po, sir. Yung muna po dun sa nakaraang slides. Yan po.
Balik.
Yan po yung watershed. Nung nagbigay si Governor De Loso ng executive order noong July 1, nahingi ang kopya ng mga igorot
Sandali lang po, sir. Doon muna po, sir. Yan. Nahingi po ng kapatid nating igurot ang pahintulot upang sila'y pumasok doon sa mismong area ng Acohe na kung saan ang CDMC o Zambales Diversified Mining Corporation ang nagbimina doon. At sila ay ano pa nga po, pinaputukan pa dyan sa, hindi lang kasama po dito sa larawan na yan. At yung watershed na yan, na hinihiling nilang i-spare, yan po ay minina ng CDMC. Binigyan po daw sila kasi ng mining permit to cut trees.
Nino?
Ng DENR po.
Mm.
Kaya po, sabi ng mga taga-Acohe na kapatid natin, ay yan lang sana. Sige, minahin nyo na ang lahat, wag lang itong source ng tubig namin. Hindi man siya deklaradong watershed, pero sa amin, ito ang source ng aming tubig. Yan ang banggit nila. Alam niyo po ang nangyari, dinemanda pa po sila ng CDMC. At kinulayan po ang pagkakaisa ng mamamayan. Sinabi nila na may rebelding grupong kasama, sila daw ay mga may hawak ng baril, sila daw ay may mga hawak na itak at magugulo sila. Pero mismong NBI po ang nag-witness sa aming court hearing sa Bulwagan na talagang sila ay orderly at 3 bahay lang ang nasasagasaan nila ng ingay kung maingay man daw sila dahil may nagreklamo din po na inayos siguro marahil ng mining company at ng ilang barangay official namin sa Lucapon South na nagsasabi doon na ang mga nagreklamo ay sitio Mapalad, Banlag, mga sitio po to bago dumating ng Acohe na sila daw ay nabubulabog sa pagtulog nila. Gayong 3 lang pong bahay ang lugar na pinagbarikadahan ng mga taga-Acohe.
Can you mahaba ba yung statement nyo? May tatanungin ako sa inyo.
Opo. At
We can stipulate na pakita niyo yung mga litrato nyo, natitignan namin, nagigimbal kami sa damage. So you're having an effect. I just want to tell you that.
Yes, sir, because I'm just saying...
Pakiwala mo para makapagtanong po tayo na mas marami pa.
Opo. I'm just saying na pinapasubalian ko po yung sinasabi ni Attorney Oinking na ito ay minor damage. Paano magiging minor kung namatayan na po kami? Bukas nga pong anniversary ng kanamatayan ni Madam Mas, isang guro, na kailanman hindi namin inabot ang ganitong pagbaha sa buhay namin sa Santa Cruz. At sinasabi din po,
Saan barangay yun?
Gama po yung kinamatayan ni Madam Mas.
Barangay?
Barangay Gama.
Bago yun, hindi ko alam yung Gama.
Sa dulo po, between Infanta na po at Santa Cruz.
Okay.
Dulong bahagi ng Santa Cruz. Itinatanggap pa ng mga kumpanya ang pinsala ng trahedyang Lando. Habang iginigiit ng gobyerno na ito ay dahil sa bagyo at walang konkretong solusyon kung paano maiiwasan ng pinsala at banta sa komunidad. Hinihiling pa nga ng
Excuse me,
DNR.
Can you show us the pictures habang nagsasalita siya para nakikita rin natin, no? Pwede, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Kasi marami kayong picture kanina. Nakita ko may brown river. Putik in river. Ano yan?
Yan po yung yung karatula ng ginagawang daan mula dito sa likod ng Wacon Lake.
Ano po ito?
Ito po yung iskaa po ng Acohe.
Sandali lang. Ano yung may pulis? Yung may pulis ba yun o sundalo?
Iskaa po, ano bang tawag meaning na iskaa? Kafgu po ng mining, ginagamit po nila ang military.
Kafgu na naman. Baka matubato pangalan niya, ha?
Yes po, actually ako mismo sir ay victim din dyan dahil nung pumunta po ako sa Acohe, iniradyo pa po ako. Ako isang barangay official din.
Ano po yung lugar na yan?
Acohe po.
Pinaparelax ko lang ako kayo dahil kumistan tayo lahat dito. Sige, ano yan?
Katulad nyo din po ako'y passionate, sabi nyo nga kanina.
I like passionate women.
Yes, because we're fighting. This is not just a light issue on our part. That's why I'm reading
ano po
this.
yan? Please answer my question. Ano po yan? Anong lugar yan?
Acohe Mines po. Yan po yung area na...
Sa taas po na Acohe?
Opo. Acohe Mines, na kung saan area ng CDMC, DMCI.
When I was a young man, not too very long ago, and I was running for the Constitutional Convention, alam ho ninyo, dumadaan kami sa Acohe, napakaganda ho niyan. Forested area, may mining. Mukhang responsible na responsible. Wala tayong mga
Kasi
problema.
po open pit ngayon, hindi responsible mining po yan. Kasi
Dahil,
po,
sandali lang po, sino ho ngayon ang humahawak niyan?
ng company po.
Zambales Mining.
Zambales Diversified Metal Corporation, yung sinabi kanina, together with DMCI.
Now, ang tanong ko sa inyo, sa DNR, alam nyo, picture speaks 1,000 words. At ako, nag-relief kami dyan sa Zambales. nung nabaha kayo dyan sa Red Cross, no? Talagang nakita ko may damage. Anong ginagawa ninyo dyan? Anong babayaran ng kumpanya dyan kung talagang totoo? Ang nakita ko sa inyo, minsan lang kayo nag-fine ng 25,000 pesos. Yun ang sinabi dito. Now, Mr. Uitinko, will you please tell us? Anong law ang ginamit nyo? Kaya 25,000 lang ang binayad ng kumpanyang yan? Sa dinami-dami ng mga niragasak, daming damage. Pakiulit yung kapatid. Pakita nyo ngayon yung ilog sa hanggang dagat. Come on, who's operating there? O yan, ano yan? Daan yan. Ano yan?
Ito po yung sa likod ng lawa ng Wakon na hanggang ngayon andyan pa rin na nakaka-damage po sa lawa.
Ano po yung mga bato na yan?
Ano po yan? Naka-stockpile
Stockpile lang?
ng nickel.
Chromite o nickel?
Nickel po.
Nickel na ba yan? Ano yan?
Nickel ore.
Wala namang chromite dyan, Carlo? Go ahead. Sige ho. Kung hindi ko mag-i-stockpile ng nickel, anong damage ang gagampanin yan? Halimbawa, maano dyan? Anong damage ang pwedeng gawin yan?
Pupunta po yan sa mga ilog.
Nakaka-poison ba ng ilog
Yes,
yan?
sir.
Gusto ko lang ho para sa nakikinig sa atin, malaman nila. Para alam nila kung anong iingatan.
Sa totoo lang po ngayon, hindi na mabuhay ang mga dating mga isda doon sa
Naintindihan po
ilog.
natin yan, pero gusto ko, sa inyo, sa DNR, ano ang damage na magagawa? Halimbawa, naka-stockpile yan, inano dyan, umabot sa ilog, umabot sa palayan, anong damage ang ginagawa niyan?
Your Honor, it will cause siltation in the rivers as well.
Can you please
as in the
speak a little
farmland.
louder?
The stockpile, if it will not be managed properly, it will cause siltations in the rivers.
Siltation.
Yes, Your
In
Honor.
other words, kakapal ang burak doon sa ilalim.
Yes po.
Meron man damage sa marine life.
May epekto po because it will affect the oxygen
lang
level.
Yes
of
or
the
no?
water. Yes, Your Honor.
Why don't you answer yes or no? You're a lawyer like me. Oh, sige. May epekto. Anong epekto? Mamamatay marine life. Yung sa taniman ng tao, may damage?
Yes.
Your Honor.
Siya ho. Akong bahala ho. Siya ho.
Yes, Your Honor. It will affect the farmland, Your Honor.
Farmland. Ano, magiging inutil yung lupa.
It will be less productive, Your Honor.
Less productive. Will there be damage to the product?
Yes, Your Honor.
If there's so much nickel in the product, Dr. Carlo Arcilla, you are my expert here, whether you like it or not.
No, not so much. The nickel content...
Not so much?
Yeah, 1% lang po yung content ng ore na yan. 1%.
Alright, will there be damage to water supplies? Sa tubig na ininom ng tao, makaka-apekto ba yan? Makakasakit ba ang tao? Makakalason ba yan? Answer the question, please, Mr. Uitinko.
Your
Uitinko
Honor,
ba?
as far as the nickel...
Uitinko, sorry.
Okay.
Ano ko? Uitien, sorry, inaangkin kita, wala na yung ko. Uitien, sige.
As far as the water contamination, Your Honor, the nickel effect would not be that toxic, Your Honor.
Not that toxic, what does that mean? Will it be deleterious? Will it be hazardous? Maraming ibig sabihin yan. Toxic, makakamatay. Hazardous, delikado sa katawan. Deleterious, makakalason. Anong sagot? All of the above.
Your Honor, I think we'll ask the EMB who has that mandate to check the water quality, Your Honor.
Director Gilbert Gonzalez, kanina ka patahimik, tawa ka ng tawa. Sisiling kita dyan. Sige, bayan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Definitely, yung siltation will result to degrading the water quality of the rivers.
Degrades the water quality. In what sense?
There would be accumulation of some trace metals, which the area being a mineralized area.
I'm asking this like I'm grade 1 because we are on television also. Gusto ko yung nakikinig ng mga bata, maintindihan nila para alam nila ang gagawin nila.
Yung po kasing minahan is a mineralized area. So may mga iba-ibang trace elements meron
Kaya
dyan.
dapat talaga napakaingat ng nagmimina at dapat napakahigpit ng mga nagbabantay. Tama po ba yan?
Tama po yun.
Ang nagbabantay po ay gobyerno. Tama po ba yan?
Tama po yun.
At pagka pinabayaan ng gobyerno, ganito ang nangyayari. Tama po ba yan?
Tama po yun.
So, nakakadamage sa pag-inom, nakakadamage sa marine life, nakakadamage sa lupa na pinagsasakahan.
Maaari po, makadamage po talaga.
Ano pa?
Yun nga,
Insultation, makakadala ng baha.
Yung productivity po ng mga agricultural lands, yung marine life, yung mga habitats dun sa shoreline, kung aabot yan, ay madidegrade po.
Sino ang dapat makialam? Dapat makialam DNR, tama?
DNR po.
Sino ang tao ng DNR sa baba?
Actually, ang mining operations po kasi, base ho sa existing policy ho natin, ang MGB ang lead agency po when it comes to mining operations.
MGB. Sino ang tao nyo sa baba? Madali lang ito eh. Sino ang tao nyo sa baba?
We have our regional offices, Your Honor.
Hindi regional. Doon sa probinsya, kung may mining, hindi naman pwedeng regional magtitingin noon.
Wala po kaming provincial offices, regional level.
Sa madinang sabi, we are negligent. If there's a lot of mining operations in one area, don't you think you should put up a man there? At least visit it twice a week?
Also the
Ano yung
inspection.
Senro? Ano yung Penro?
That's the DNR.
Oh, hindi ba niya pwedeng additional duties? Nasa duty ba nila yon?
As far as the forest and
This is part of the forest. It will damage the forest. As far as what pa? Environment, correct?
It's the EMB, Your Honor, also.
Oh, see? So, ibig sabihin, are we derelict? Is the government not doing its job, negligent at the very least? Yes or no?
No, Your Honor.
You're not. There is damage being shown. Who did that? The NPA? Who did that?
Mining companies,
Oh.
Your Honor.
And when you do not go after them, are you not negligent at the very least? In fact, I have here a report that shows that you in fact did something. You have an order on June 2014. Nakalagay dyan, to suspend its hauling operations, ito sa, kayo na ba ito? Sa Eramen. To suspend its hauling operations until such time that the following are undertaken. The silting of all affected farmlands and fish ponds covered with laterite, nickel, ore materials along Mamalabawan River and Alinsaog, Santa Cruz River, particularly Sitio Dampay, Barangay San Fernando, Sitio Santo Niño, Barangay Gisgis, Sitio Pao, Barangay Lomboy, Barangay Tubutubo, North Santa Cruz, Zambales. Wow! Somebody did this job, correct?
Your Honor.
Is there something that's something been done there about it already?
Yes, Your Honor. They
No,
have
it's
complied.
not. Because nakalagay ito 2014, meron na ba kayong pinahin dyan?
We suspend the operations
O
of the mining
suspension, yes. But may order. They silt all affected farmlands. Nagawa na ba yan?
Yes, Your Honor. They have desilted already the rivers mentioned in that order.
And there were no fines?
The suspension as well as compensation for the affected
And
farmers.
how much have they paid?
For the farmers, they have paid a total of 3.5 million.
Is that true, Joe, Ignacio?
Hindi po totoo yun, sir, sa punto ng iilang farmers lang ang nabayaran. Ang totoo nito, marami nag-audit nitong nakaraan, pero hindi umabot sa mga bahayan na napinsala sa mga bukirin. Isang portion lang ang napuntahan sa Candelaria, isang portion lang sa Baito, kasi kulang na daw po ang time ng audit team. Kaya kami sumulat kay Secretary Gina Lopez at sinasabi namin doon ang aming posisyon na dapat ay hindi lang yung mining site ang inaudit, hindi lang yung SDMP, kundi lahat ng naapektuhan. Kaya kung ipagpapatuloy ko po ang aking binabasa kung inyong pahihintulutan, sir,
Yes, I'm listening.
pinili po ng mamamayan ng Baito, which is part of Santa Cruz, ang magharang ng truck noong nakaraang taon upang ihayag ang pagtutol. Kasi po, after ng Bagyong Lando, mga January, pinayagan na naman pong mag-hauling truck, magbiyahe ang mga truck na ni isang desiltation o pagtanggal ng putik sa ilog ay hindi po nagawa.
Okay po. Sa mga tuwid, meron pa kayo removal and hauling of the dredged laterite or materials. Nagawa na ba yan? Along the banks of Alinsaog River. And transport of the same back to stockpile areas at the mine site or at the port facility to prevent draining spillages into the river water body. Do you know if that has been done?
Yes, Your Honor, they have done that
Do
already.
you have proof of that?
They have compliance report for that, Your Honor.
Do you have that compliance report here?
We will submit it, Your Honor.
Sorry?
We will submit it.
All right. No. When you submit it, I want you to go on a matrix. I will not do your work for you. I will make sure you do your work.
Yes, Your Honor.
Here's your matrix. Itong order nyo. Number 1. Anong ginawa dyan? Anong finahin nyo? Saan binayad? At sino-sino? Bigyan nyo ako listahan.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll submit
Alright?
that.
Number 2, removal and hauling of the dredge. Sino gumawa yan? Saan ginawa? Same thing, matrix. Alright? And all this, you have a list of about, we're running out of time because about 12 orders, including silt management program, another paragraph. Ang dami nito. Alright? It looks like on the face of it, meron na kayong mga findings actually. I'm sorry. It's my fault. Alright? Ako I accept fault when I find one. Meron kayong report dito. Nakalagay, desilting. Tatanungin ko lang yung mga tao dito.
Hindi po yan sa Bagyong Lando, sir. Yan po ay nung nakaraan pang panahon ng Bagyong Labuyo.
2014 po ito.
Opo. 2015 po last year, nagbagyong Lando. Umakyat po ang putik sa Baito River.
I just want you to upgrade this, to update it. Alright? Nakalagay dito, meron kayong mga ginawa. I want proof of that. A compliance report is not enough proof. I want to know, make sure that all these things were complied with, and therefore, para malaman natin ginagawa nyo. This Blue Ribbon Committee, Committee on Accountability of Public Officers, is involved with malfeasance, misfeasance, and non-feasance. You have to know that when you appear here, you have to prove to us that you have not been guilty of malfeasance, non-feasance, and misfeasance. Ang kaibahan ng Blue Ribbon, we will recommend to the Ombudsman the proper filing of charges. So you have to submit to us kung anong ginagawa ninyo dito in that order, naka-matrix. Alright? Meron kayong matrix dito pero hindi sufficient. Nagkaroon na naman ng another episode. Ito na naman, may episode tayo. Karen, tinamaan ng Northern Zambales, di ba? So I would like the Governor of Zambales to tell us kung ano ang damage doon. I'm sending the Red Cross, the right people there. And I'd like to know kung tinamaan ulit. Joe Ignacio, please tell us kung tinamaan ulit based on these mining companies that appear to be irresponsible, whether we should do something about it right away. Alright?
Sa totoo lang po, sir, pagka may mga nakita nyo pong pulang putik doon sa ilog, nagtitext po ako kay Secretary Gina Lopez. Kasi dapat tungkulin po sana nila yan, hindi po ba?
Ma'am, ako ho nakakakita sa Olongo po ng pula sa dagat namin. Galing sa putik sa bundok. Dahil kapos ang kwan. So, it could mean other things. Let us be fair. I just want to know, if you see that, pakuha kayo ng water samples, patest nyo kung talaga may laterite. Malalaman yan, di ba, Dr. Arcilla?
Sa totoo lang po, sir,
I'm asking Dr. Arcilla po.
Pwede pong malaman.
Pwede malaman. So, malalaman. Alright, kailan kanino pwedeng ipatest yun? Pwede bang patest sa UP Lab?
Pwede po, sa amin. May bayad po.
Hindi... muna, mayaman ka naman no? Can you make sure that the provincial government of Zambales make sure that you pay for the payment of testing? That is part of our duties as local government officials. Is that possible, Governor Deloso? You see, kami mga tiga Zambales, hindi kami kuriputski. Ano? Kaya na magbayad, ha? Saka nakalagay rin dito, kay Josephine Ignacio, were you appointed as member of Provincial Mining and Regulatory Board of Zambales? Nakalagay dito eh.
Hindi po. Baka Joe Astadan po yan.
Joanne?
Joe Astadan. Hindi po ako naging member ng anumang organization ng government.
Mukhang nagme-mintis itong staff ko ngayon ah. Yan. Sige, di bale. Yes, Governor Ibdane.
Yeah, for the information of everybody, in one hearing conducted, we dealt with the payment of damages to farmers and fish pond owners. Now the problem is, it seems that the funds available are not enough for that purpose. But when we ask the miners themselves, it seems that that the money intended for the payment of damages for that purpose is actually managed by the miners themselves. So some of this, or majority of this, were actually used to rehabilitate their own mine site instead of putting it
To the damaged portions.
to the damaged portions of the
people. Correct.
Kaya pakitingnan lang dyan, siguro kung isunod ko na rin siguro, yung kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng putik is because of the stockpiles. Baka naman pwedeng wag na tayo mag-stockpile doon sa taas, pagkuha na lang ng nickel, ibaba na kaagad para walang buhaghag na lupa. Kasi yun yung yun yung bumabagsak sa ibaba eh. Kung may buhaghag na lupa,
All right. I think we've heard enough here. So I would like to see to it that you gentlemen from the DNR do your job. You know, there's a lot of barking going on at DNR. Sasara namin ang mina, sasara natin ito, pero yung damage ang mina, hindi nyo pa inaayos. Yun ang lumalabas sa akin. Hanapin nyo yung talagang irresponsible mining. Yun ang talagang gawin yung poster boy. Para makita ng tao na yung mga yan, ginagawa ninyo, yung trabaho nyo, na pag nag-damage sila, babayad sila. Am I making myself very clear?
Yes, sir.
So I will expect your report on all this that you've submitted along with successive damages, and I will make sure, do not try to shortcut it, make sure that you have it completely. Para sa ganon, we will be able to make a sufficient report. I will also ask this during the Department of Environment budget, including MGB's budget, including Environmental Management Bureau's budget. If you do not answer it by that time, you're endangering your budget.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me make myself clear. I mean, we are not doing a moro-moro here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes,
Pwede ko pong ituloy yung binabasa ko.
sige,
sir.
pakitapos na po at marami pa tayong hinahabol lang ho natin sila eh.
Opo. Pinili ng mamamayan ng Baito ang magharang ng truck para ipahayag ang pagtutol. Bigo ang pagkakaroon ng dialogo dahil nais ng kumpanya na magbiyahe muna ang truck ng 30 araw bago magbayad pinsala. Ito yung sa case ng Santa Cruz sa Baito. Ito ay mapanling lang at di makatuwiran. Kaya nagpatuloy uli ang barikada at sinundan din po ng tagawakon.
I think we're willing to stipulate na you are an activist and you're effective. I want to know kung saan natin kulang yan. Kasi
Opo.
hindi naman kayo kailangan magbarikada eh.
Ang
Ang kailangan natin, panagutin natin sila. Ano yung track na 30 days na sinasabi nila?
Kasi po sir, kaya nagbarikada ang mamamayan. Dahil po walang mahintay.
Kaya nga ho, kaya nga sinagawa na ho natin ang paraan dito ngayon. Gusto ko malaman ninyo. Sinisingil na natin to eh. Kaya ako nagmamadali dahil magse-session kami rito eh.
Opo. Sige sir, kung ganun din lang po, tulungan nyo na rin kaming ipa-dismiss lahat ng cases namin sa bulwagan. Kasi po hanggang ngayon active pa yung mga kaso.
Ay, wala akong pakialam sa courts. Hindi ako pwede makialam sa courts.
Kaya nga po, tulungan nyo lang po sa ibang paraan kung anong pwedeng magawa. Kasi
Anong paraan? Baka sabihin lang, tampering ako with the courts. Hindi naman pwede ho yan. Pero, kasama ho sa trabaho natin yan na talagang may, pagka tayo ay mayroong mga pinaglalaban, yung malalaking tao, nangyayari sa Amerika yan, lalabanan kayo yan. Kaya nga, kayo na andito sa demokrasya natin. Senate Blue Ribbon po ito. Pagkakataon niyong sabihin, isulat nyo lahat yung sinasabi nyo yan at sisingilin namin ang DNR kung talagang tama yung sinasabi ninyo. Okay po?
Sige po pala.
Siguro naman, makakaasa naman kayo dito. Narinig naman nyo ang pagtalakay natin dito, hindi ba?
Sana nga po, sir.
Ay, hindi ho sana. Kung wala kayong tiwala, huwag na natin ituloy
Hindi
ito.
po, ibig kong sabihin sa
Hindi
sana
ko na
nga po.
itutuloy ito kung wala kayong tiwala, pati sa amin.
Kasi po sabi nyo siguro, ako naman...
Siguro naman ho, magtitiwala kayo.
Ayun na po
Kaya nga
talaga.
ho, magsulat ho kayo at hahabulin natin.
Lubos po ang aming pagtitiwala.
Hindi ho ko kailangan lubusin. Sabihin nyo lang oo o hindi.
Hindi po,
Hindi nyo
kasi...
kailangan lubos na mahal kita, pero niloloko nyo lang ako. Okay, sige
Kung
ho,
ganun
okay.
din po, huling pananalita ko na lang po.
Sige po, tuloy niyo ho.
Itigil po sana ang pagmimina dahil ang banggit nyo kanina ay magpapatuloy at pansamantalang i-cancelahin o pansamantalang ipatigil dahil mura ang presyo ng nickel.
Hindi ba suspended na sila?
Yun nga po. Ang pagsuspende po ay
Sandali
dahil...
lang po, tatanungin ko lang. Suspended ba operations?
Yes, Your Honor.
O nakatigil ho?
Yes po, dahil din sa effort po ng mga mamamayan. Kasi po, ang tagal na pong nananawagan pero hindi ho nasususpinde. Pero nang dahil sa pagkilos ng mamamayan, napilitang suspindihin pansamantala pero umabot ng panahon ng tag-ulan.
Ganito po, sabihin ko na, kapuri-puri po ang ginagawa ninyo. Okay?
Marami pong salamat, sir.
Nasuspindi na po sila. Kaya ituloy na lang ho kung ano pang kailangan natin hanapin sa kanila.
Yun po. Hinihiling po namin na kansilahin ang permiso sa pagmimina, ibasura ang Mining Act of 1995 dahil alam natin na ito ay unconstitutional, panagutin ng mga kumpanya, pulis at pamahalaan, hustisya sa biktima ng agresyon sa lugar minahan, itigil ang panggigipit, panghasik ng takot at paglabag sa karapatan naming mga mamamayan. Mula po sa amin sa Defense Zambales, maraming salamat sa ibinigay
We
ng
will address
pagkakataon.
those that are doable. We will not address those that are unreasonable. Because we are a country and you have heard my position on that matter. Kung gusto nyo, kunin nyo kung sino senador ang gustong patigil ng mina. Ako, ayaw kong patigil ng mina. Ang gusto ko, responsible mining. Gusto ko magkaroon tayo ng proseso dito para hindi tayo naloloko ng China, hindi tayo naloloko ng ibang bansa. Malinaw po ako, hindi ako nang bobola. Kung nasabihin ko, yun ang nangyayari po
Okay
sa
lang
akin.
naman po sa amin ng mina kung hindi po sana nakakapinsala sa buhay ng
Kaya nga
mamamayan.
ho, huwag natin itigil yung mina. Ipahintulit natin yung dapat natin gawin. Hindi ko kayo makukumbinsi at karapatan nyo yan. Pero ang hinahabol ko rito, yung kamalian ng mina, talagang labanan natin. Ano ho? Pero nyo, ang pinaghirapan, no? Dumating dito si Peter Chanco, nagpakita sila, na-purse silang magpakita niyan. Kaya natin naintindihan lalo ang problema. May kakampi ho kayo dito, pero hindi naman ho dapat maubos. You don't have to burn the whole house to catch a rat. Hindi ba? Kung may daga ho, huwag nyo sulugin yung buong bahay. Hulihin natin yung mga daga. Kung malaking daga yung Zambales, mining, hulihin natin. Kung malaking daga yung Benguet, hulihin natin. Magbayad sila. Narinig nyo. Kung hindi kayo nababayaran, dagdagan natin. May hirap po yung pinapagawa dyan. Gagawin ho natin yan. Meron pang kasunod to. So, dun ho natin abangan. Ano ho? So, please take note. Alright? I need to know that you have done your job and you have done your duties. The committee needs to know that. With respect to PPA, let me now go to PPA. Ano po? Pakipatay lang ho yung mikropono niya, ma'am. PPA. Ang dami, mukhang marami talagang lupa ang lumabas dyan. Ilang barko ang nakita niyong pumasok dyan?
Good morning, Your Honor. We already submitted...
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We already submitted the report to the committee, Your Honor, last September 26. It is extensive, Your Honor. I will have to compute, but it is already there on the records, Your Honor.
Did you not compute there at the record? Ilan?
We will have to tally, Your Honor. We will have to tally, Your Honor.
Yeah, because it would appear,
About-
kaya ako tinatanong sa inyo, binibrief naman ako ng staff, ano? Parang naliliitan ako doon sa barko, sa laki ng lupa na ini-expect ko na lalabas. Kaya ba ng 132 ships ilabas yung lupa na yan? Palagi ko hindi eh. Narinig nyo kanina, umabot na ng 1 million trucks tayo. Ayan eh, oh. Nickel ore. Ano ba ito? 2,179,484. Yan ba tons? Cubic meter ba yan?
Believe, Your Honor, that those are in metric tons.
Cubic meter or
Metric tons, Your Honor.
So, mabigat yan. O, 2016, 987,000. Almost a million. 2015, 2.1 million. 2014, 2 million. 2013, 2 million. For 2012, 2 million. 2011, 1.7. 2010, 1.3 million. Parang lumaki ng panahon ni Presidente Aquino. I'm not saying anything. I'm just stating a fact. Lumaki bigla. Pero mukhang hindi ata naasikasong maigi ang enforcement. I need your facts and figures.
Yes, Your Honor. It was already submitted, Your Honor.
Yeah, I have it here.
Yes, Your Honor.
But can you validate na kaya ng ganyang karaming barko lang yun? Ilan ba nakalagay ng barko rito? 132? This is 132 vessels? Ilang tonnage yung vessel na yun? Ano, araw-araw, balikan, walang tigil?
Your Honor.
Ilang beses yun? Yung 132 vessels na sinabi nyo, entering and exiting as of 25 August 2016 for that year? For 2016, 132 vessels. 2016, you have 987,795. If this is accurate, average metric tons is 51,989. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, kasi yan doon sa barkong pumasok.
The documents...
Governor of Dane, Governor De Lausa, we're not finished with you. Governor De Lausa, Governor of Dane, please do not leave. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the tonnage and the facts and figures that are indicated in the report are also derived from the paperwork or the reports which were submitted by the other agencies, Your Honor.
I'm just having you verify it. So, if you have 51,989 metric tons shipped, nagtataka ako in 2015, at 2,223,000 metric tons, ang average metric ton load nyo is 51,705. Sa 2016, bumaba 987,000. Di pa tapos ang taon, ha? Pero ang average metric ton nyo is mas mataas. Mas lumaki ba yung mga barko? Do you see what I'm saying? O baka naman hindi sinasabi yung mga barkong pumapasok, nalulusutan kayo.
Your Honor,
I will call on our resident mathematician, Dr. Carlo. Hindi ko magaling ka sa mate.
Ano po, Senator, yung isang Panamax ship contains about 50,000 tons.
Panama?
Panamax.
Panamax? Malaki yun.
Mga 50,000 tons. Yung, yan kinakarga yung mga ships eh.
Panamax. Ganun ba kalaki yan?
50,000
yung barko
tons.
pumapasok?
Opo.
Nakakalapit sila sa dalampasigan ng...
Hindi po. Magbabarge.
Babarge. Yun ang sinasabi ko. So sa barge lang, dapat kumita na tayo sa taxes. Di ba? Papalapit na tayo doon. Sino-sino yung mga barge operators dyan?
we can provide you a list, Your Honor, of
Please
the barge
do that.
operators. Yes, Your Honor.
Because sa dami niyan, dapat malaman natin sa BIR kung nagbabayad at saka sa customs kung nagbabayad yan ng tamang buwis. Sa barge lang, dami niyan. That's why, again, I'm formally ordering the COMSEC to call in the appropriate finance authorities here, could be the BIR, could be customs, to make sure that the particular section of the BIR and the customs section be told to bring in the records of these shipping activities, including barge operation. And we should get the names of the barge operation so we know how many employees they have. Are they paying SSS? Ayan, tataas ko yung SSS eh. Gagawin natin mas mataas yung pensyon. Ako may hawak ng committee na yan. Nagbabayad ba ng PhilHealth yan? Kasi we cannot continue to provide our people with all the amelioration and all the benefits if they're not paying their contributions. So, importante yung pinapagawa ko sa inyo.
Yes, Your Honor, we will comply, Your Honor.
So, yung barko, post-Panamax ba ito o Panamax lang?
Iba po, Your
For
Honor.
the benefit of the audience, we and I know, but you are the more expert. Ano ba yung post-Panamax? Sa containers, that is about, ilan ba ngayon ang post-Panamax? Maabot na ng 15,000 containers or 17,000 containers? Oops.
It depends, Your Honor, but we can say in terms of the length of the ship, because that is
Can you submit that to us also para namin?
or the capacity, Your
We can
Honor.
Google that, but you know, ngayon malalaki na talaga yan, di ba? Umabot pa nga ng 29,000 ata isang laman ng barko ngayon eh. Containers, ha? So kung talaga tutusin, kung maraming lupang kukunin, ando sa ladlaot yan, marami-rami na yung barge na gagamitin dyan. Di ba? And the travel time between Masinloc and China. Kasi baka naman nalulusutan kayo dyan. And we will use that at the next hearing. All right? And as far as the local government is concerned, Governor De Loso, what are we doing to make sure that the local mining community is following the regulations? Because you are the little president there. Really? That's what I remember Senator Enrile told me a long time ago when I was a young mayor. He said, the police, he said to all agencies, you follow Mayor Gordon. He is the representative of the president here. Ako, yabang ko. Because talaga naman, chief executive tayo, di ba? Ang lugar. So you have to know what you're doing there. What are you doing to enforce this? You have so many trucks. Is the local government saying, bawat truck, dapat nagre-report kayo sa amin dahil sinisiraan nyo yung kalsada namin? Governor De Loso?
Sa ngayon po, wala pa yan. Kasi kontrolado sila sa taas anyway para puro sila may permit.
No, pero hindi ba dapat sinasabihan rin kayo?
Opo, pero lalabas
In fact, the controversy here is who can give the permit. Sa Bulacan, ikanin nyo, Bulacan lang ang nabigyan ng permit na ang nasabihan ng Supreme Court na hindi kayo pwede mag-issue ng permit. Of course, I disagree with your theory. Because once the Supreme Court makes a decision on local government na hindi sila pwede magbigay ng permit, I think it applies to all. But your position is, I don't know if that's your position or Governor Abdan's position, your position is each local government will have to raise it to the Supreme Court. Unang-una, maraming masalimuot yun, maraming kakasuhan pa sa Supreme Court, makakabawas pa sa takbo ng, makaka-impede pa ng takbo ng korte yan. Pero be that as it may, kahit na wala yun, under your powers as local government, you can actually help control these operations. From health and sanitation, under the police power theory, ang dami-dami niyang pwede magawa dyan. Pwede niyang parehistro yung mga truck, although huwag nyo nang dagdagan dahil sinasabi masyadong masalimuot ang local government dyan. Tingnan nyo lang maigi kung paano tayo makakaalam kung paano natin magagawa yan. From your experience, Governor Abdane, you know, Governor Abdane is the supreme distinction of being a general, a secretary of local DPWH, Public Works,
DILG, Your Honor.
and DILG. So, hindi lamang siya general, secretary pa siya, ibig sabihin, SecGen. SecGen ang tawag natin, hindi natin alam kung ano tatawagin natin. SecGen, governor pa, governor general pa.
Mr. na lang po. Your Honor, insofar as the provincial executive is concerned, it has no authority over the operations of the mining.
Correct.
But concomitantly, we have related regulations that we have been using in coordination with the DPWH and other agencies, just like controlling the axle load available for every truck, for which all of them actually violates.
And the load bearing.
Yes, Your Honor. That's of course, because of that, they have actually destroyed the road net from Lucapon to
Nagkakrumble yung semento.
Yes, Your Honor. And we required them to have this rehabilitated. But kahit na po yung ano yung gagawin nyo, unless we come up with the standard, which is now 300 millimeters of concrete, kahit na papalit-palit po yung kan masisira.
Saka base course.
Opo. 300 millimeters, about almost 12 inches of concrete. That's concrete. Kuwan lang po ito. Kaya kahit na po paglalagay lang ng asfalto, after a month, sira na naman. That's why we came up with the recommendation to DNR to have a specific mining road that will just cross certain areas, certain points along the national highway, and let the national government strengthen that portion so that it cannot be destroyed. Yun po ginagawa namin po.
Well, if you're willing, with your experience as DPWH and as governor, and also Governor Deloso, we would like to get your suggestions on what we can add to the law so that the local government will have a say, so that you can protect the local folks here. And also, kayo, Joe, what suggestions you can make. So I ask you that question, whether you sit in the provincial board on mining, no? So we are looking for these suggestions from you. You know, sinasabi ko yung kwan, I mean it, na talagang this is we are tailor-made to create laws, but at the same time, we must make a determination on malfeasance or misfeasance or non-feasance, which could be laying the predicate for further cases against government officials who are remiss or who commit or who omit to do their duties. So it's important that you all realize that we're trying to do here. Okay? Yes, Ms. Ignacio?
If I may add, sir, yung sinasabi ni ex-Governor Ebdani na national highway na nasira, up to now po, tapat mismo ng mining company ng Eramin. Sirang-sira, ang dami na pong nadisgrasya at may mga namatay na. Up to now, hindi pa rin po naaayos. Much more, gagawa pa ng another road na hindi ito ang solution sa hirap ng buhay po ng mamamayan ng Zambales. Kaya po bilang taga-Olonga po kayo, bahagi kayo ng ating probinsya.
Pinanganak po ako sa Castillejo, Zambales.
Yun nga po. At ka-birthday ko po ang nanay niyo po, if you don't
Thank you.
know.
That's why you're very pretty yourself.
I thank you so much, sir. Pero po, yun nga,
And very
si
strong.
Amelia Gordon ay kilala ko po nung
Thank you po.
I was studying in Olonga po.
Mhm.
So yun nga po, sir, para niyo na pong awa bilang senator ng aming bayan, ng ating probinsya, sana po ang panawagan namin na hindi kailanman ibabalik pang muli ang nasirang kalikasang meron ng Zambales, lalo na ang Santa Cruz.
You know,
At ang pagmimina, bagamat merong 25 years na sinasabing nakakontrata, nakalabag po sila ng kontrata, nilabag po nila. Kaya dapat po ay pahintuin na po sila dahil lumabag sila sa kontrata. Hindi nila inayos ang kanilang pagmimina.
Pakisulat nyo lang po lahat yung sinasabi nyo at yung suggestion nyo sa kabila. Kung gusto yung patigilin, ilagay nyo sa patigilin. Pero lahat muna yung kasalanan. Hindi yun, kaya ko yun. Yung pinapatigil nyo mina, kaya ko rin yan, pero sasabihin pa lahat ng mga kasama ko rito at sa lower house. So yung kaya natin gawin, pwede na natin pasunodin yung local government, yung ating DNR, yung ibang mga kasama dito, isubmit nyo rin ho, para
Opo.
makita namin yung point of view nyo. Pwede ho?
Opo.
Ano po ba maiden name nyo?
Ang maiden name ko, Atrero po ako. Taga Candelaria ang father ko.
Ano?
Atrero.
Atrejo. A. Candelaria, yung Caribbean, E.
Hindi po.
O kaya M.
Opo. Pero doon po
Sa
ang
A,
pinakamaraming
sa
Atrero sa Candelaria.
Botolan D, kaya Deloso. Doon sa iba A. Di ba?
Marami pong Atrero sa Candelaria. Doon po ang puno ng Atrero.
Sige po.
Kaya nga po, nagpapasalamat kami ang Defense Zambales sa binigay niyong pagkakataon na makapagsalita po dito.
Dukalingunan na lumabang kayo palagi.
Yeah, Zambali ka mo pa ite. Bernardo Auto. Salamat.
Ako na salamat. Mawatwat ang tataw talakaka. Tatapusin ko na muna ito pa samantala. Yung mga in-request ko sa PPA, please submit it right away. Unahin ko kayo next time para makauwi kayo, because it's not really our pleasure na maghintay kayo dito. But you have to come up with proposals. Don't sit down here without any solutions. We're not here to show how powerful we are. We are here for solutions. So when you come here, please, alam nyo lang, tatalingin kayo dyan, sabihin nyo na kung anong ginawa nyo, ano pang hindi nyo nagagawa, para hindi hahaba at mas maganda ang samahan natin. Gusto naman namin kayo masaya rin eh. Pero hindi na kailangan magtakutan, hindi na kailangan magbiglaan. Computein nyo na. Katulad dito, Carlo Asarcigas, hindi ko pa natatanong ito doon sa essential, do you suspect, before I close, para pakinggan natin itong si Dr. Carlo Arcidas, who's been very, very good to hear, doon ba doon sa rare essential elements, meron ho ba kayo suspicion na lumalabas ito?
Yung scandium po, obvious, meron talaga.
Sa scandium meron?
Oh yeah, meron. Ngayon pa lang namin matatapos yung evaluation for all the mines.
Do you have empirical data to show that?
Partial lang po kasi my student is finishing her master's thesis on
Napunta
this.
doon.
Hindi po, sinample na namin yung, kasi po mahirap mag-analyze ng scandium, pero we have started already. So meron talagang scandium na binibigay tayo sa China na libre.
Huwag ko kayong kagaya doon sa iba dito na sasabihin, ang nag-utos si ganon. Pag tinanong, sinabi lang, hearsay.
Hindi, ako pong sa laboratory ko mismo gumagawa.
Oh, yun ang kailangan natin dito. Kasi hindi proof yun hearsay yun Ang kailangan po namin alam nyo na may scandium at hindi lalabas ng mga Chinese yan. Then, tama-tama, kung masabi nyo ngayong hapon na ito, magtelegrama tayo doon sa Office of the President para masabi sa kanila pagpunta ng Presidente ron, sabihin nyo, hindi na kayo pwede magpuslit dito ng scandium, magbabayad na kayo talaga ng gusto. At dapat magtatayo na tayo ng sariling laboratory kada region dahil marami tayong minahan para malaman natin kung yung ibang element, yung ibang mines or na pinapadala natin ay talagang tama ang halagang binibigay na binabayad sa atin.
Pero mas na nga sa amin, pwede namin gawin muna, padala muna sila ng samples. Pero yun po kailangan, Senator. Kasi,
would you like me to ask the DNR to send you samples?
Yeah, because the mining companies will have to pay for that anyway. So,
Yes.
wala namang problema.
So, can we request you to order these mining companies? O dapat talaga doon sa PPA, dapat meron kayong tikasalok. Sample siguro, ano ba yan? Gaganyan lang yan?
Nang alin po, Your Honor?
Yung material. Dahil baka yung material, akala mo ang lumalabas, black sand lang or laterite lang, yung pala, merong cadmium.
But that will be beyond our expertise, Your Honor. Pagdating
No.
po doon,
I mean, just to get the sample. Is that complicated, Dr. Carlo?
Theoretically,
Because we can add that. We can add that. That everything that comes out, they get a sample and it is submitted to a national testing laboratory.
that can be done because MGB requires that, right? Yung sa, some samples.
Nire-require ba ng PPA?
Hindi po. Sa MGB po. Diba? Yung, kasi they will have to...
For gold and copper, I think they require it, but
Yeah.
not for other things.
Yeah, but at least the samples are taken. Yun nga lang po, ang ina-analyze lang po ng ina-export natin, gold, copper, yun lang.
Gusto ko
Maybe
sabihin kay
silver.
Governor De Loso yan baka nagpapalabas siya doon ng lupa baka natitingga siya.
Baka nga may platinum pa
Di ba? Ano ba ang term? Natitingga o natatanso?
Di po
Di
ako
ba
Tagalog.
niloloko ka, di ba?
Natatanso.
Natanso ka o natingga? Natanso. Ayan. Natanso. Baka natatanso ka amiss at imbis na lumalabas black sand, wala lumalabas mas mahal. So, definitely, we are going to propose a national testing laboratory and we'll ask you to help us craft that.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
now is the best time. Please submit it to us, and I will put it in the budget of the OST, the ENR, and other things. I will make a preliminary report if I have to.
Thank you very much.
And
Senator.
the Kwan. So, para hindi naman nasayang ang pagsisilbi sa bansa.
Salamat po.
Nalalagasan tayo ng buhok sa pagsisilbi ng bansa. Pumuputi ang buhok natin, pero meron naman tayong pamamanang maganda sa ating mga kababayan.
Kunya po. Thank you po.
Kaya sa susunod pong halalan, excuse me, di pala, ganina. How much would the lab cost?
Actually, the lab is already existing.
Hmm.
Yeah, we...
But if it's only one in UP, napakahirap naman dadalhin pa dyan. Kumbaga, kung sa blood, may blood center facilities
Pwede po
sa region.
Pwede pong gawin. Pero maliit lang naman ang kailangan naming samples. Less than mga 100 grams.
So, walang aray yun, pwedeng padala. Walang aray, pwedeng padala.
Ang pag-analyze ang po ang may bayad talaga kasi nagbabayad
Lagi
na
ko may bayad talaga. Gusto nyo kasi monopoly kayo, no? Sa inyo na ipapatest, ano? Ha?
Hindi naman.
Dapat DNR should have that. Or somebody, or the region
Kasi
should have that. Or at least DOST.
Yeah, DOST po yung
DOST should have that para independent sa DNR.
Yeah. DOST is funding my research. In fact, yung scandium research ko
Do
po.
you have the amount? Ilagay nyo lang sa paper niya para malaman ko kung ano. Ako nang bahala magsabi kung saan ilalagay.
Opo.
I-suggest natin sa Senate.
Thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you. Are there any things, yes, Governor General, Secretary, and everything else?
For additional information, way back in 1989, I came upon research that chrome, or part of chromite, chrome is a strategic mineral that can be found only in the Philippines, commercially, of course, commercially mined in the Philippines, South Africa, and Zimbabwe.
Chromite, oh.
Yeah. So if you look at the listing of our elements of national power, I think we should now consider chrome as part of our, as a factor in our, as a factor to govern our economic power standing. We may not be economically powerful or military powerful, but if we can control some of this, since it is a strategic metal, perhaps we can influence events internationally, especially those who really want to buy our, especially chromite and other elements.
Influence them in what fashion?
Pardon, sir?
Influence them. How? What do you mean?
Maybe we can control the export of chromite. Unless, of course, we can do it on a quid pro quo basis.
Are you suggesting that we have a CPEC instead of an
Perhaps
OPEC?
we can
or essential
define
minerals?
our business.
I don't think we need to get an international organization to do that, but if we control the supply of strategic materials, that will give us a fair price, more than a fair price. And that will make our country important.
Maybe, sir, we can learn our lesson from the oil transactions.
OPEC na yan, OPEC. That's a good suggestion, and we will consider that. But in the meantime, DND, could you please finally confirm whether that is happening there? Para lang makatulog sila Governor De Loso dahil siya nagsabi na may missile site doon, naniwala sa Sanika. O baka si Governor De Loso, pwede nyo i-confirm. Alam naman nyo, na nandun sa Santa Cruz ba yan? Dapat alam ni Governor Dano yan. Baka naman fireworks sa Bukawi lang yung nilagay doon. No, but it really is very, very embarrassing for Nika to say that. So I'd just like to have confirmation from the DND. I'm sure you can call on the military there to take a look at what's happening.
We will do that, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. That would be appreciated. And thank you sa PPA. Thank you sa inyo, sa Environmental Management Bureau, kay Joe, kay Dr. Carlo especially. Napaka-bahalaga kayo sa meeting na ito. I would really appreciate yung recommendation nyo. And of course, sa EMB, Uy Cheng, I'm sorry, Dr. Uy Cheng. Ano ba first name mo? Danny? Danny Uy Cheng, wala lang ko. Uy Cheng. Okay. Parang Chinese, ano? Ichi Chen, kalahati, Ichi Chen. Ipan, no? Yeah. And of course, Dr. Lope Carino. Okay, magkasama kayo, Dr. Uy Cheng. Secretary Uy Cheng. Regional Director of? Region 3.
Yes, sir.
So, ayan, nakalusot. Next time. Hindi natin natanong eh. Dapat tulungan mo si Undersecretary Uy Cheng para matapos yung report. Ha? At saka yung sinasabi nila, dapat pairalin nyo. Dapat bayaran yung mga nasalanta. Hindi politika yan. Dapat bayaran yung nasalanta. And then there may be a case brought against you also for homicide through reckless imprudence. Because ang dami namatay doon sa bagyo. Hindi mo matatawag ng force majeure yun. Man-made yun. And this is proof. I'd like to thank also the DND and DFA. Oh, yan ha. I kept my promise to you ha. And of course to the two governors. I'm glad that they are magkumpare and they're also amiss. Magkaibigan rin sila. And Dr. Governor De Loso, no matter how old, I know you're 20 years older than me, but you know, you're admonished that doesn't exculpate you from liability for getting us on a wild goose chase here. And of course, the top gun beside, wala naman siyang ginawa, pero dinitan ko lang kung gising ka. Anyway, thank you all very much, especially kay Dr. Peter Chanco. Very good presentation. I hope you'll do that for the rest of the country sa lahat ng mining. Are you giving that service to the DNR?
Special case lang po itong ginawa natin. But we have data for the entire country.
We can put that in the law and you can charge the department for that. If they need your services, they should pay you for that.
Yeah, we can do that. Thank you very much po.
You know, kumita ka pa.
Nakakuha ako ng cue kay Dr. Caloy, Arcelia.
Talaga si Caloy, mga kanyan. Mahal ang bayad dyan sa mga consultants, sa mga kumpanya. Caloy, di ba? Blood ka naman. All right, on that note, I will suspend this hearing and we'll have the next hearing when? Mga November na siguro? Ha? Ha? 17 November? Ano anniversary nina? Your anniversary? Ano? Ha? May date anniversary na mamay ka. 23 November, is that okay? Talayo ah. We will be on recess kasi next weekend. We'll be back on November the 6th. And I have other hearings. November the 23rd, if that is possible. For all of you. I have to honor my mother on November 17th. That's her death anniversary. That's the only opening I have right now. So we're not being lazy here. All right? November 23, we will no longer invite Dr. Governor Deloso unless you want to come in, unless you want to hold hands again with Governor Dane. All right, but we will invite, well, the DND for your report, yun lang, and then that's it for you. Just submit to us the report, and we will take it at good value. Unless there is some supervening event that involves foreign relations, we will not invite you. We will invite the rest of you, plus customs, plus BIR, para malaman natin, and all the other agencies that may be, DOF ba? In respect to finance, not DFA, finance, okay? So, thank you all very much, and this hearing is now suspended for the next hearing. That has been prepared by the staff is the fact that the possible malfeasance, nonfeasance, misfeasance that may have been perpetrated upon us by all kinds of officials, national and local. We are not here to look for fault, but to look for solutions. But in the process, we stub our toes on erring public officials, then we would not hesitate to recommend the necessary measures with the right and appropriate authorities. So we shall now proceed. We will have, some of you have taken your oaths. I think we have new ones. Let me introduce my good friend, Governor, General, and the Secretary, and, June Abdani on my farthest left. We also have Governor, my good friend again. We call each other Amis, because Amis is a very good expression of friendship in Zambales. I'm from Zambales. Even if they think Olongapo is a republic, it's not true. And of course, we have, can you start introducing yourselves, because I will just check who is here right now. From the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. Go ahead, please.
I'm Assistant Secretary Teodoro Toralba, the third sir, from Department of National Defense.
There you go.
Sirs, good morning. Yusek Eduardo Del Rosario from the Department of National Defense.
Can you state your name again, please?
Yusek Eduardo Del Rosario, sir, from DND.
Del Rosario.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, because the sheet doesn't contain your names. I want to make sure they're there. Yes.
Dr. Peter Tiangco, Administrator of the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority.
Peter Tiangco. Yeah, I know, but I mean, something, is it? Oh, you have notes. Okay, I'm sorry, I cannot read all the notes. Peter Tiangco. Yes, go ahead. Namria, no? And?
I'm Attorney Danilo Iking of the Mines and Geoscience Bureau.
Danilo Huitian. Are you from China?
No, sir. From Samar.
From Samar. Malapit na. Okay. And you're from the province of our ComSec?
Yes, sir. Very province.
Yeah, yeah. And also, next, Lope,
Lope Cariños from MGB3.
MGBC.
Three, sir.
Which one? Gosh, can you make this? Can you make a matrix next time? Director Lope Carino, Regional Director MGB, and then
Good morning, Your Honor. J.
Yes.
Santiago, General Manager, Philippine Ports Authority.
correct. Yes, BPA. Welcome back, Danny. And who else? Admiral William Melad,
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
and of the Philippine Coast Guard, and Ms. Joe Ignacio, Coordinator and Conveyor of the Defenders of the Environment for Genuine Development of Zambales. And who else? Dr. Gilbert Gonzalez.
Dr. Carlo Arcilla.
I'm about to call you. Don't worry, I'm not forgotten you. Yeah. Wala dito. Ayun. Gilbert ba? Gilbert. Yeah, okay, all right. Environment Management Bureau. And of course, Mr. Arcilla, Professor Arcilla of NIGS, Carlo Arcilla. Will those who have not taken their oaths please stand up? The Department of Foreign Affairs we invited also, and they are represented here by, please come forward. Raquel,
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm Raquel Solano of the Office of the United Nations and International Organizations, DFA.
can you run that by me? United Nations.
An international organization, sir.
Oh, that's an agency within the DFA.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you have the rank of ambassador also?
No, sir, not yet.
Soon to be.
I hope so, sir.
Consul General?
Earlier, sir, I was designated as Consul General.
That's
in
what
our
I wanted
Philippine
the majority of our leader to hear, because one of these days your name is going to appear in Bureau of the Commission appointments.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
But right now, sir, I'm Executive Director of DFA UNIO.
right. Thank you. All right. Oh, the gentlemen have not been sworn in. Please stand up, and the ladies as well. Please stand up so we can administer the oath.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding? Thank you. You may take your seat.
Let the record state that Governor Evdane, Mr. Torralba, Mr. Del Rosario, as well as Mr. Tianco, and who else? Mr. Gonzalez and Ms. Joe Ignacio, all raised their hands and have properly been sworn in, including the lady from the Department of Foreign Affairs, Raquel Solano. Let the record state that. Okay. Can you ask the... Yeah, thank you. All right, we shall begin with Governor Evdane. Governor Evdane, there have been allegations here made by your successor that you were responsible for allowing the Chinese to take out 900 truckloads daily. Is it of mountain, and that has caused severe damage to the environment, and that has caused severe damage to the Santa Cruz area. Please proceed. I understand you have a presentation.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Sir, first I would like to make mention that I also have my counsel here to assist me in this hearing.
You may not speak directly to the committee, but you may advise Governor Evdane of his rights. What is your name again?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I am Attorney Stanley Fabito of Villanueva, Gabion, sa Indilo offices.
Sandy
Fabito, Your Honor.
Fabito of the Villanueva Law Offices?
Yes, Your Honor.
I see. All right. Are you sure you're not with the PNP?
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
Just a lookalike.
I'm just relaxing the air para di kayo masyadong tense.
Retired na po.
All right. Go ahead, please.
If I may, sir, I have my preliminary statement, my opening statement.
Please proceed.
If you allow me. Ladies and gentlemen, the honorable members of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, thank you for the invitation. I would like to take this opportunity to state my side. I understand that this Senate hearing was predicated on the allegations in various media interviews. First, that I sold 2.5 mountains in Santa Cruz, Zambales to the Chinese. Second, that these mountains were flattened and the soil and rocks were shipped to Bajo de Masinloc, I would rather call it Bajo de Masinloc, for reclamation purposes, and which also resulted to the alleged 3,500 hectare artificial island. And third, that the missile silo is already existing, guarded by the Chinese military, for which I would like to state herein that first, I cannot sell something that is not mine.
Let me just welcome my very dear friend and fellow alumnus of San Juan de Latran College, our Majority Floor Leader, Senator Soto. And today we'd like to continue with the hearing on of the Blue Ribbon Committee on the allegations of mining or destructive mining, specifically the resolution number 92, directing the appropriate Senate committees to investigate in aid of legislation the reported destructive mining operations and illegal excavations in the province of Zambales with the end in view of determining the extent of damage caused. This is a resolution authored not only by yours truly, but also by, principally by Senator Lacson. Having said that, we are here to continue with our hearing on the said resolution and to continue with addressing possible breaches of the mining law, the environmental law, breach of national security, as well as, and this is most important, providing remedial legislation to address problems that were discovered and will be discovered as we move along with this investigation, if any. In the first hearing, we were able to call the following. On the destructive mining, Governor Amor de Loso asserts that 2 mountains have been leveled, Mount Pinmagong and Mount Binabag in Barangay Gisgis, Santa Cruz, Zambales. And for 2 years, according to him, or according to reports given to him, 999 trucks were operating day and night. During one heavy rain episode, the whole of Santa Cruz was flooded because there were no more trees in the mountains. While mining operations have been suspended and that an executive order was issued suspending all mining activities when the Governor also took over on 30 June, there has been no rehabilitation, no reforestation, and no remedial measures in place. DNR Yusek Hazareno and others from the MGB, Regional Director Ms. Claudio, reported that suspension has been in place since 2014 against 4 mining companies in reaction to complaints filed by defenders of Zambales, Ms. Jo Ignacio, and concerned citizens of Santa Cruz, Zambales, Dr. Ben Molino. The suspensions were imposed for violations of orders from the MGB. Building of a separate road exclusively for mining trucks, dredging of silted rivers, payment of compensation to owners of damaged fish ponds and farmlands, proper benching of open pits, etc., and a fine of 25,000 was imposed upon airing companies. They were also introducing the concept of perpetual liability against those who conducted the mining operations. Dr. Arcilia of UP NIGS, that's National Institute of Geological Sciences, says, however, that laterite deposits can only be found on the surface of mountains up to 15 to 20 meters. None can go beyond that because at that depth, one would start hitting solid rock. In that sense, a mountain cannot be, there is no need for it to be leveled. The possible breach to our national security. Governor De Loso avows that 3,500 hectares have been reclaimed by the Chinese in Scarborough Shoals. There is also an assertion that the soil used in the reclamation came from the mining operations in Zambales. Mr. Arzaga from NICA says that indeed an air...
and over which I have no authority. Second, the so-called presence of the Chinese military is ridiculous. Perhaps an overflight by the Philippine Air Force can confirm the veracity of same. And third, there is no reclamation activity by the Chinese in Baho de Masinloc. The present-day conditions and concerns about the environment in Zambales, particularly in mining, can be traced to activities even before my time as governor. Kindly refer to the chart. I remember sometime 2004, 2005, the exploration activities were started during the time of Governor Magsaysay. And full blast mining operations were conducted starting 2007 until 2010, and that was during the time of my friend, my compadre. And I was governor from 2010 to 2016. Lastly, it is my hope that the results of this hearing will enable better legislation to protect the environment, not only in Zambales, but the rest of the country as well. Given the heated debate of mining nowadays, the question really is, will it be total mining ban? Responsible mining, or rather regulated mining? We have also a charter representing the geography of the area. If you look at the red mark, that is where the Baho de Masinloc is located, 240 kilometers on latitude with Cabangan, Zambales. And on the upper left is the Paracel Islands, which is controlled by the Chinese. And on the center bottom are the Spratly Island groups. I would like to make mention here that Baho de Masinloc or Scarborough Shoal is never part of the Spratly Island groups or the Paracel Islands. I'd like to get the attention of the Department of National Defense that in reference to reclamation activities, they might be referring to those in the Spratly Island groups. Thank you, sir, and good morning to everybody.
Thank you for the geography lesson, and thank you for clearing the air on the issue. Senator De Loso, would you like to react? Rather, Governor De Loso? Hindi nakuha yung senator.
Mr. Chairman, good morning po.
Good morning.
Even before I was born, there have been many mining operations in Zambales. And the good senator knows this very well, from Acoje up to the latest, the gold deposit in San Marcelino. The statements I made here were observations on my own. My good compadre here says that there was full blast operation during my term as governor, but I believe it cannot be said as full blast because there were only very few, and I did not have small-scale miners.
Field has been built by the Chinese military in the Spratlys. Mr. Arcilla, however, says that to reclaim 3,500 hectares, the operation would need 350 billion tons, which would require about 7 million shiploads. And the soil that sand taken from the mountains being mined, mostly laterite iron oxide, will turn the water around the island red in color. Such that does not appear to have happened. What needs, however, to be looked at from the national security point of view is the need to determine what components still are contained in those ores outside from iron or chromite that we sell to the Chinese. The ores might contain vanadium, titanium, or scandium. These are expensive minerals or rare minerals, and you might selling those to China, and they're classified as rare essential elements without our knowing it. And that's why the chair introduced the concept of caveat vendedor as opposed to caveat emptor, buyer beware. This time it is seller beware. There is also another issue which the staff, I guess, misplaced somehow, and that is the issue of an alleged missile site or a missile silo or a missile base underneath the mountain. I hope I'm not snickering, but I am also, kind of raising an eyebrow about those allegations, and I'm even raising a higher eyebrow when the DFA and the NICA tells us that they need an executive meeting in order to discuss this, hinting on the possibility that indeed that is happening. I hope it is not. Right now, I'm still incredulous. I've already told my friend Governor De Loso that I was incredulous about the instances of the missile site, let alone the matter of the sand being taken by ships going to the Chinese claim, in violation of our claim in this practice. These are what we have heard and found and determined so far. Remedial legislation, regulation, and we're looking at that, would mean the structure of DNR does not augur well for an ideal regulatory regime. Bureaus from the same department issue licenses or permits for mining, e.g. MGB, at the same time EMB, and you have enough alphabet soup here, also from the same department regulates the activity. This creates a bureaucratic schizophrenia. Before minerals, ores, and other sands are exported to other countries, there must first be a required inspection to determine whether more valuable and more expensive elements are present. Vanadium, cobalt, scandium, and or other rare earth elements, we must know what we are selling. We will be shortchanged if we do not inspect. And we're all aware that China is very hungry for those rare earth elements, as other countries are. Goes without saying. The fines provided for in PD 1586, circa 1970, establishing an environmental impact statement system, including other environmental management related measures and for other purposes, have to be updated. The maximum penalty of 50,000 and in some instances a paltry 25,000 pesos is not realistic anymore. These are what we have heard, found, and determined. We continue this investigation for more inputs, constructive preferably, so that at the end of the process we will have a more responsive and more realistic regulations. Clear demarcation between licensing and regulation, sharper teeth against wrongdoers, and greater economic benefit for all. What is not included in this statement